Hey, and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Aliit Beskar, which is Mandoa for Clan of Steel. Uh, I'm excited to hop back into all of this. It's going to be a lot of fun. The last session that we had, our crew here had infiltrated an Imperial Remnant, sort of like research bunker inside of this giant plateau, um, and found a bunch of really interesting droid research going on that seemed kind of questionable. And as I recall, we had Anaka, Ilsa, and Muxo inside the facility, and they heard like a loud sound behind them in the hallway right before we ended the session. We had Jai and Zadu and Locke dealing with a bunch of stormtroopers out at the entrance to this place. Excuse me. So we're going to find out what happens now. Before we jump in, though, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, starting with the top left. So, Vanessa, tell us a little bit about Anaka and yourself.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I am primarily a traditional artist. I work with watercolor and pencil sketch, as well as a little bit of digital art. And I play Anaka, who is a force-sensitive Togruta. She deals mostly in the dark side of the Force. She's a dark side user who has come from an interesting past that she has not yet divulged to anybody on the team. So I'm excited to see how that goes. So far, she's been more of kind of like the stony-faced, kind of stoic character. But I know that as the story progresses and as the crew kind of opens up to each other, you guys might get to see a more fun side of her character. So I'm super pumped for that as well.
Awesome. Next, we've got Nikki. Tell us a little bit about Ilsa and yourself.
Ilsa she went to a little bit of Stormtrooper Academy, but now she's with this group and seems to, I'm not even sure right now. I'm sorry, I can't really think of much to say about her.
No worries. All right.
And just follow me on Twitter.
All right, cool. Next, let's hop over to Matt. Tell us a little bit about Jai and yourself.
Hi, I'm Matt. I'm a Twitch streamer and podcaster and I guess content creator and a whole bunch of stuff. And I play the sweet summer child, modeled after every shonen hero imaginable, little cupcake known as Jai Soren. Is the son of a clone and is just here to have a good time and is still dealing with the repercussions of having to really take a good long look at how he makes decisions and still not liking all that introspection. So he's he's probably going to be rash and dangerous a little bit.
That sounds about right. All right. Next, we've got Hope. Tell us a little bit about Muxo and yourself.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Hope Tracy. You can find me on Twitter at HopeTracy71, where I mostly talk about my cats and shitpost about sci-fi that I wish was made that isn't. Though I'm kind of excited about Space Sweepers. I got to see that. Muxo is Muxo is a daredevil who is like if Leslie Hall and Ace Rimmer from Red Dwarf had 7 children and she was the middle child. She comes from a farming planet with sort of a mercenary like curtain that falls down on it occasionally. There's a lot of couch surfing, basically. All the people who go away to be mercenaries are couch surfers. So Muxo has sort of like teamed up with some of her cousins and gone off planet. They've gone on to other adventures, and now she's with these guys, which is great. They're fantastic people. She's very excited to be working with them. Absolutely, and that Bevan isn't bad either. She makes no bones about how loud and bold she is. She wears gold and hot pink, and yeah, she can't wait to fly another new ship. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome. And then that just leaves Mr. Parr. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us tonight, but should be back next week. He plays Zadu, who's if I remember right, is a Twi'lek Mandalorian who was raised by Wookiees. So very cool character. Definitely check back next week and tune in, because he does a really good job. And give him a follow on Twitter at Mr. Parr 4E. And then also you can check out past episodes. Here should be any day now. We should be getting it up onto the website, but on the Fantasy Network. So if you go to watch.thefantasy.network/videos, you can find. You should be able to find all of our past shows and episodes there. Speaking of that, quick word about sponsors. Throw that into chat there. Fundamental RPG and Intrepid. You can find both of those at coffee.com/raven/shop. So just like it says right above the captions down there at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end of that. And for Fundamental RPG, that is a tabletop system that I designed. We currently use that in Water and Animus Subsentis on the channel here. And the pre-order discounts are good until the end of the month. So February 28th, those will go away and will be full price, and it should be fully released sometime during the first week of March. But it's a really cool D20 system. Highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun. You can check that out there. And then Intrepid is adventuring gear for IRL. So if you enjoy outdoor clothing or athletic wear, or even just casual stuff with a tabletop theme, you can go check that out there. It's some really good merch. And then that just leaves me. So I'm Raven. I am the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things I do, most of them tabletop related. I also do voice acting and art and a bunch of other stuff like that. You can check out all of my stuff at my Linktree, which is also right there in chat. And then I play everybody else in the galaxy, including Bevan, who was mentioned, who is sort of the
Handler.
older yeah, I was gonna say older mentor character who's also the handler for the team. He's a former clone trooper, and yeah, he's the one giving all the missions and stuff. Yeah, all of that done. Let's start with Jai. So you and Zadu and Locke have taken out that wave of stormtroopers that came after you. And I
came to help you.
I can't recall if the infiltrating team has communicated back yet.
I think last I heard is they said to let them know within 5 minutes if we were dead. Otherwise, they would just assume we were. And I did respond. So I'm going to assume everything is going perfectly. There's not a single problem, because, I mean, Jai gets yelled at by Anaka all the time for just, like, charging in. Like, she didn't like it when I looked all cool jumping off a TIE fighter. Like, it's just been thing after thing. So Jai assumes everything must be perfect inside.
How could you doubt that? Muxo's on the job.
I know. Look, y'all are an amazingly skilled group of infiltrators who are presumably being the paragons of stealth. So Jai's gonna get Zadu and Locke to help him remove all of the stormtrooper helmets and armor that are salvageable, all of the stormtrooper blasters. We're just gonna spend a little time basically stripping the body, loading all the goods onto our ship, and then we're going to be ready to maneuver the ship to the front door to pick our team up. Everything is clearly fine.
Sounds good. I'll say between the three of you, or among the three of you, I guess, you're able to salvage about 5 suits of armor and about 4 blaster rifles. From all of those stormtroopers.
I mean, look, Locke had a hand in things. Zadu had a sword. It was a mess.
It was pretty great. About the time that you get done with all of that and you load up the ship, you do have a proximity alarm that shows that there is a shuttle with a couple of TIE fighters entering orbit of the planet, coming from that Star Destroyer.
Huh. Can I get like a I just completely forgot what it's called. A transponder off of it?
Yeah, like, is there like a specific thing that you're looking for, or you're just trying to find the name of it?
I'm just trying to find the name of it.
The shuttle is just like a series of letters and numbers.
Okay.
It's very imperial.
Okay, but it's definitely not like someone's very special personal shuttle. Like, it's just a shuttle?
Yeah, it looks like it's just a transport.
Cool. Then I will get on the comm. I'm going to have, I think narratively this makes the most sense, I'm going to have Zadu be prepared to fly the ship because Jai can't. And he's going to continue to say that he should probably learn and just never will. It's fine. So I'm going to get on the comms, and I'm going to try to get Muxo on the comm link.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, your comms seem to work.
Hey, everything's great. Everything's great out here. Y'all shouldn't have to deal with looks out the docking ramp. Any stormtroopers inside. Locke is very efficient. Y'all do have a couple TIE fighters and a shuttle coming your way.
ETA?
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes. They're coming from that Star Destroyer upstairs.
Good to know.
So we're all primed here to come pick you up whenever you're ready. Just let us know.
How long did it take us to get in here, Raven?
I mean, you were relatively quick. Maybe 5-10 minutes to get inside once you were up at those grates at the vent.
Okay.
But there is the issue of like the vent that you hopped out of is kind of high, so like you'd have to either like really carefully jetpack up to it or like stack things up to climb back into that vent or something like that, or find a different exit.
I think it's a different exit. So Muxo has spoken enough for their stealthy endeavor. Please don't step on the keyboard, darling. I love you. I know what you want. You have to wait a minute. So she will chat.
Okay.
Group chat. 15 minutes. Gotta get the fuck out of here. Finger guns in stars.
All right. And I think were all of you in the hallway at the end of the last episode, or was it just?
We
one
were
of you?
still at the console. Ilsa and I were trying to figure out how to get into it, and Anaka.
Naka was in
found
the
out-
vent.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
okay,
was still in the
so-
ceiling.
Oh, okay, so you weren't actually in the hallway. Okay. I normally I really should have written things down at the end of the last episode. Normally I don't need to, but I failed to take into account that I had a convention online that I went to between then and now, and my brain is just like no information.
The 15 minutes is plenty of pressure. You can make a new sound in a minute.
Speaking of the sound, I just needed to know where you all were in case what's making the sound might see you, but it doesn't. So you just keep hearing the sound out in the hallway, and it's this sort of like deep, glitchy electronic, garbled sort of noise, almost like a droid voice, but it's not speaking basic. It's speaking some sort of droid language, and then the noise that you hear is like a whirring kind of noise, like a servo moving, and then as this noise gets closer, you hear like a loud sort of thud of something heavy and metal hitting the floor.
Muxa will
repeatedly.
actually turn on her communicator and say, in case you didn't check your messages, we have 15 fucking minutes. And then she goes to take us out the robot, because that happens. Helmet on.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So, Anaka?
Yeah.
15 minutes?
The voice that you hear from up in the vent is kind of a little more sing-songy. She's like, which one of us told the others not to jump down from the vent in the ceiling? Seems like a you problem.
I'm just saying, get the fuck out. That's all. We gotta go.
There's no other response from her.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good. I'm gonna trust that you know what you're doing then. So, Ilsa, we gotta go. What's in the hallway?
Elsa's going to look before she goes.
All right. Let's get a perception roll for Ilsa, as I assume you're just sort of like peeking out into the hallway. I'm gonna grab the image of what you see. Not that one, this one. Alright, so 22. So as you peek around the corner, or around the door rather, walking down the hallway in a very slow, stiff, sort of, robotic motion, is something that looks a bit like this, which I'm posting into the stream chat, and I will throw that into Discord as well. Looks kind of like that. A lot like the gray armored giant stormtroopers that you saw at on Dala's Star Destroyer.
That's a heckin' chonker.
Mm-hmm. And chonk is kind of the noise it makes as it walks, actually. Oddly enough that you say that.
I love him.
And it has this weird looking weapon that he's holding. It's like half attached to his arm, half like handheld. Like it's being braced on his forearm. And it looks a lot like that big oversized weapon that you saw in the room where you were investigating that droid. And yeah, it just seems to be patrolling the hallway.
Okay, I'm gonna duck, peek my head back in, or completely go back into the room and say that there's a chonker with the gun that the unfinished droid had in the hallway. Let's go.
Yeah, we're gonna put our armor back on real quick.
Well, you can't wear armor and go up the vent.
Are we going up through the vent?
I don't know. Are we?
It's a good question.
Let's just
Somewhere in the background, Yakety Sax starts playing.
Yeah.
We should be really quiet and get in our armor, so we don't die immediately if he finds us.
Vent.
It's too tall.
If only you had a Force user that could somehow lift you up into the vent.
Which is not a suggestion that you get from Anaka at all.
No, it isn't. Musa would expect so.
So it's too high to
Oh,
get
that
up
should-
into the vent.
That's
We're not
just me
exactly
talking.
besties. Yeah,
No-
we're not
no
exactly
suggestions
besties
there.
here. Okay, so I mean, what do you want to do? Let's hide.
Is there so there's no other way to get up there?
Um,
Like,
I mean,
you know,
there's stuff
not
in
like
the
a
room.
chair. Yeah,
you could
like a chair or a
potentially-
table.
Yeah, there's stuff in the room you could potentially use. So you don't notice any chairs. Exactly. There is a little stool. It's a backless stool that's got wheels on it, so sort of like what you'd see like at a doctor's office. Something that they would, sit on to move around and swing back and forth between the table and the droid on the big rack type thing.
Are the tables
Um,
movable?
There is one table that is metal in the middle of the room that's currently holding a lot of like tools and instruments and things like that. Looks like it could be moved, but it's kind of heavy and it's covered in stuff. So moving it quietly will be a challenge, but you can move it.
Okay, do the wheels on the stool lock?
They do not.
Okay.
I mean, if all else fails, we can blast our way out of here. It's fine.
You didn't see how big that thing was. I was going to try to jump up and to take the stool and climb up to it to get up the vent.
All right. That is a very valid option. Let's go with kind of a weird use of this skill, but I think acrobatics is going to be the your best bet here. Not so much, leaping off of it, but just balancing on this wobbly, rolly stool.
I mean, I'll hold it.
14.
Since Muxo's holding it, you can do that with advantage.
Okay. 20.
20. Okay. It's a bit of a struggle. It's sort of like, standing on something and leaping off of it. And right as you push, it starts to move away a little bit, so you lose your balance just slightly. But you grab onto the vent. There is a loud sort of metal flexing sound as you grab onto the opening, but you're able to pull yourself in pretty quietly after that. Muxo, you do hear the ka-chunk, ka-chunk noise stop outside of your room. So far, the door hasn't opened, though.
I'm gonna find a place to hide.
Okay, roll perception.
Just as a refresher, what was it that we were specifically doing in this facility?
Recon, and then if you felt you were capable to cause some damage and make it look like Dala caused it.
Right.
Oh, damn. Great.
So a 19, would you like to throw any force points or d6s onto that?
Sure.
Okay. Like you don't have to. It's not a failure, but you're not going to find a lot.
So 1.
1. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't really help you a ton. The only spot that you see that you think would be big enough to hide you is behind the droid on the rack. Sort of like crouched down in the corner.
Okay.
Like you spot some cabinets, but you're in too big of a rush to see, if you think you could fit inside of it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you would like to hide behind there, just need a stealth roll.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Blast rifle at the ready.
All right.
She might not really care whether or not she makes it through an adventure, but she doesn't want to die like that. It should be crashing her ship into another ship, because that's amazing. Not hiding behind one droid while getting shot by another.
Yeah.
So many key presses to roll.
There we go. So 30. Fantastic.
That's a
yeah.
net 20, yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, you duck behind that
For someone in shiny gold and hot pink, I'm really good at stealth, apparently.
Yeah, your clothing may be loud, but you are not. You silently crouch behind this droid and apparatus that's holding it up. And after about 60 seconds of, going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, there's the ka-chunk noise again, as it sounds like it keeps walking down the hallway and it's slowly getting further away.
Okay. Now that Muxo has remembered that she has a camera, she's going to take some pictures of whatever looks like schematics lying around before she tries to get up in the vent. Because I don't think we're going to make it much further on this floor, but we should try to do recon if we can. Gotta make Bevan proud.
Can Ilsa help
sure.
Muxo up at all?
Yeah, if you want to reach down and help pull Muxo
Yeah.
up. Then it'll be the same thing, acrobatics for Muxo, but you can do it with advantage because you've got some help.
Okay. These are alphabetical, right? Yes.
I love that this music kicked in right as you're getting ready to try to escape.
I wish you could hear it. It's
no.
great music. It's great music. Oh no!
Oh, that's not. I mean, that's slightly better. Would you? Again, you could use a D6, or you can throw force points at it.
Would I use a
force
D6?
points?
Does
Absolutely.
anybody mind? I mean, I know we all love a fight, but
You've,
maybe not because I kicked something. Okay, so it's 17.
17. Okay, we're gonna treat this like a mixed success. So
Okay.
So yes, you do get into the vent completely.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got your armor back on, is that right?
Where did we even leave it? We didn't carry it down the vent with us, did we? I know I kept saying we put it back on, but I don't think we could.
I was under the impression that you had sort of taken it off and bundled it up and was just
Yeah,
carrying it with you.
I think I just brought my pistol and my rifle.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
you're fine. You get
yeah.
to the vent. No issues there. But when you go to push yourself off, you basically just kick the stool, zooming into the door, and it hits the door. There's a loud clatter, and you both hear the ka-chunk stop again, and then it starts getting closer, really rapidly, disturbingly rapidly.
Oh dear.
What do you do?
Can at least Elsa quickly crawl away in the vent?
Absolutely. I do need a stealth roll to try to do so quietly.
Oh no. No, I think. Well, I don't know. I don't trust these dice. Oh, 27. So I should have trusted them.
Yeah. You do a pretty good job. There's just the slightest little metal flexing noises occasionally, but you could equate that to I don't know, some sort of sci-fi rodent that might be scurrying through the vents or something like that. It doesn't
Another
make
Duce?
human. It doesn't make humanoid-sized sounds.
It's a
so
baby
you do
Duce.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you were able to just scoot through those vents, no real problem. How about Muxo?
Muxo's gonna close the vent that they climbed
Good
into.
call.
And then she's just gonna be very, very stealth.
Okay.
Which will be a stealth?
Yeah, stealth.
Oh, look, the button's still. I couldn't last forever. I will. Would a d6 help?
Yes,
Okay, I will.
potentially.
I'm not so far off that even 6 wouldn't do anything, is the question.
Yeah, with a 4, you'll be okay.
Okay, I'll use another force point. So no. That's
an
fine.
18. You can throw a d6 from the cast pool onto that as well if you want.
That'd be like the second one in 5 minutes, and I feel bad. So
right.
let's just face some consequences.
Yeah. So with an 18, you are able to get the vent back in place, but you do so loudly. And so the door opens up right as you've just barely gotten the latch into place. So there's a lot of noise that comes from that direction, but the vent is in place and it looks like what it's supposed to look like. And as I mentioned, this thing approached rather rapidly, which is terrifying if you think about how heavy this thing is and the ka-chunk noise that you heard before going at like 10 times that speed that it was before. And when it opens up the door, like, it has to bend down slightly to get through this normal humanoid-sized door. It's very tall. And it holds up this gun, and like a little like red laser pointer kind of light comes off of it, and it just starts sweeping that around the room, while its head is looking right at the vent. Anaka, you're like the equivalent of the next room over in the vent, right?
Yeah, so she kind of went down to the next room, which I believe there was a second droid in, and it was closer to completion than the one that they just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it looks a lot like the one that's currently in the room, looking around in the other room.
Okay, so
it's off though.
Yeah. So I'm assuming from this distance she can still hear the big guy in the other room.
Oh yes, very much so. It's still making that robotic, really deep, sort of glitchy sounding words, I guess you could say. They're pseudo words.
Okay. Yeah. So where is Ilsa right now? Because I know she kind of scurried off, but in what direction?
I'm assuming you were going towards where you came from, so the exit, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, if we're looking at the vent from the point of view of the droid, I think the exit would be to the left, Muxo's sort of in the middle, and then if I remember right where you were going, Anaka should be somewhere off to the right a little bit in the vents.
Yeah. I mean, she's kind of tempted to. They're here now. She kind of wants to jump down into the secondary room. Yeah. But considering the droid is kind of focused at the moment, she doesn't want to risk making any noise. She's going to stay very, very still, just to see how this plays out, I think.
Okay. Then let me just get a stealth roll from you as well.
So do I have to take the advantage on the first roll? Because I know you said we had one, right?
Yeah, if you want to hold on to it, that's fine.
Okay, I think I did well enough. I rolled a 28.
28? Yeah, you're totally fine.
Okay, so let's hold on to that then.
Your DC was a little lower to begin with because you're like in the next room, so yeah, you're totally fine. Then hopping back over to the room that Muxo's above, you notice that the droid is scanning very carefully, and it seems to keep staring at the vent. Like, this thing doesn't have, eyes. It's got a stormtrooper looking helmet on. But you could swear if it did have eyes, it'd be doing the like fry squint at that vent. Just really interested in that. But so far it's not making any aggressive moves. Do you want to keep waiting it out, or is there any action that you want to take?
I think I've made enough noise. And again, this is not really the way that Muxo wants to die.
Fair. All All right, so waiting it out then.
Yeah. I'm sorry. That's not very exciting, but yes,
No,
she's
no.
waiting it out.
That's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
Okay.
I mean, smart decisions is a nice change of pace.
Are we allowed to make smart decisions?
That was mostly just to get the reaction out of Matt.
It's allowed on this channel, Raven.
Happy to oblige.
No, yeah, if you wait it out, it's only about 30 more seconds, and then it abruptly shuts off whatever scanning thing that it's using, and turns around. Disturbingly, the head stays staring at the vent until it's completely turned around, and then the head swivels back to the front, and it
That's so
walks out the
cool.
door. Yeah.
Can we get a ship that does that?
Um,
That's a joke.
I was gonna say that has a head that swivels like that. I mean, that would be
Yeah,
weird.
it's shaped like that droid, and it's like in Spaceballs. The Stormtrooper
That would be
ship.
funny. That would be really funny. Yeah, it walks out the door, and you hear it do its normal pace, chunk down the hallway. We'll pause there now that the danger has passed for a moment, and head back over to Jai. So this is
Hello.
probably taken about 5 minutes. If you're looking at the scanner, you see that shuttle and the TIE fighters getting closer. They're about 10 minutes out.
So from where we landed, is it possible for me to like get onto the ship or get up on top of the canyon and see the base? Like, are we within that kind of range?
Yeah, especially if you like just jetpack up to the top of the canyon.
Okay.
It's not that much taller than the ship.
Cool. I'm going to do that. One of the things that I did make sure that I bought when I did character creation, it just haven't come up yet, is that I have an all temperature cloak. Just because I like a Mando with a cloak. My Mando costume has a cloak, and it just works. And what I want to do is I want to like jet up to the top of the cliff and like swap out my blaster attachment to make the sniper rifle version so that I can use the scope on it. Make sure that like the cloak is covering all the shiny bits of armor, and basically just kind of like watch the outside of this place, especially so when that shuttle lands, I can kind of like scope and maybe record who gets off of it. And just this feels like good recon. And Jai is trying to be useful on this mission instead of just chaotic.
Proud of
That's
you.
fair.
He hates this development. He wants to blow more things up. He's just kind of denied that opportunity at the moment.
Fair. Okay. Yeah, you're able to get set up, no problem. Given where you are and what you're doing, I'm not even going to make you roll for stealth. You're far enough away that you just succeed.
Okay. I do have a question when I'm scoping down onto the base. Do I see anything out on like the landing pad front door area that looks like fuel tanks?
You do not.
Dang it. All right, they're probably inside. Okay.
Yeah, the doors are really, really big going into the bunker, the ones that are currently closed, and they're kind of shaped like teeth. So the bottom ones and the top ones sort of close and intersect. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
And if you had to guess, you'd say that if there are fuel tanks, they're probably inside there.
Okay.
Because it's big enough to get a pretty good sized ship in there.
Okay. So I also want to make sure then if that door opens, I want to get a look at what's inside there.
Perfect. Okay. Then we'll leave you there for the moment. And in about 10 minutes in game time, that's when stuff will happen where you're at, and we'll pan back over to you. So, for the next 10 minutes of quote unquote in game time, what are our infiltrators doing now that you've not been caught by this thing? Stormtrooper-like thing.
We got 10 minutes to fuck shit up.
Yes.
Or do you want to leave?
Well, you said we had 15 minutes to leave.
We have about 10 minutes now.
And where are we?
I don't know if you stopped on your way back up.
I think I would have gone as far as I could.
Okay.
Oh, then you're probably like almost outside at this point.
I was trying not to get shot.
Totally valid.
So, Anaka. More recon or fuck shit up?
Are you like calling out
Communicating.
to her to ask?
Oh, that's right. You don't
'Cause
have
I'm-
a
yeah.
helmet with a communicator.
Mm-hmm. I'm down the hall.
Oh no. She'll try to join you. She'll try to find you.
Okay. Anaka wasn't too far off, so like too far away, so you should be able to catch up pretty easily.
I know she knows I'm coming, so I don't bother to like touch her ankle or anything. Just sort of like, let's go.
Yeah, she doesn't really say anything as you come up to her.
Mhm.
So what is it that you asked her, sorry?
Okay, so first, Muso's gonna be to Ilsa, we're gonna progress. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then she'll catch up to you and just be like, so we can keep looking around, or we can fuck shit up. We get 10 minutes.
I mean, it seems an awful waste to come all this way and then turn around.
I know, right?
Considering we have a job to do, I think we should probably do it. Wouldn't
Great.
you agree?
Yeah.
That's all the confirmation you get from her.
But you continue moving because you are currently blocking the vent, and what
Yeah.
Muso really wants is for you to keep moving.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if you're heading like deeper into some of the other rooms, then
Actually,
you'll
wait, before we move. Actually, never mind. I changed my mind. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, you pass that room, and you probably pass like 3 or 4 more rooms that look very similar. That same model of droid in various states of assembly.
Mhm.
But if you keep going beyond that, the next room that you see, it's darker inside. It kind of looks a bit like the picture we have for your frame there on the overlay, Vanessa. So dark with like red lighting. And it's about the size of 2 of those exam rooms or lab rooms. And there's a larger table in the middle that seems to move up and down at an angle. So like the end of episode 3, the table that Darth Vader's on, and then it one side of it lifts up to put him into a standing position. It looks kind of like that. It's currently almost completely flat, so almost like a normal table. And on top of it is something that looks a bit like the droids that you've been seeing walking around. These dark gray colored stormtrooper droid things. But this one's all black and very shiny and a little bit bigger. And it's got red little, like, the eye plate things are red instead of like black or dark gray. And it's just chilling there right now. Looks, I'll grab a picture for you as well.
We should blow that up.
Anaka just whispers the word fancy under her breath.
We should
Love
take some
that.
pictures and then blow it up. And somehow I have to
I'm
leave
sorry,
evidence.
Ilsa's going to follow them. Like after she realizes she's by herself.
Okay.
Yes. Muso feels somehow reassured by Ilsa rejoining them.
All right.
Not that she needs reassurance. Everything's going great.
This one is almost exactly the same, but make it pointy, and I love that.
Kinda, yeah.
Take it and make it pointy.
Pointy. It's a little bigger, slightly taller, and a little bit wider. But yeah, it's mostly the same but pointy.
Let's blow it up.
Don't you think that would draw a little too much attention?
That's what we're here to do. Leave evidence.
You do realize that there are other types of evidence that could be left rather than just making noise and blowing things up.
But this is more fun.
It's also a better way to get yourself killed. And while I don't particularly care what happens to you, I do, on the other hand, happen to care what happens to me. So perhaps we'll chill it on the explosions.
Anaka, I've spent so much time telling you about all the things that I've survived. This is gonna be great.
Anaka looks at you, and her expression kind of is a recognition that you are not going to listen to anything that she has to say. So she decides instead to ignore you. And then she looks back to the droid on the table, and she is going to use a force power called Rend to try and do as much damage to this thing as possible.
See, it's fun.
She's not blowing it up, Hope. She's doing the damage quietly.
All right. Explain how Rend works.
So this is a fun one. Rend is a dark side power, which allows me to pull an object or a person in two separate directions simultaneously. So I have to use a force check, and then it's compared with the reflex defense of the thing being targeted. And then if it works, if it meets or exceeds that reflex defense, I get to do lots of damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and give that a roll.
Okay. I'm going to use that advantage now. Is that cool?
Yep. Was that a nat one?
I just rolled 2 nat ones.
Oh no!
I absolutely hate it here. 2 questions.
Yeah.
Do we have any crits, and can I use one?
No, unfortunately.
Oh no! Damn
Let me
it.
see.
Can I
It's gonna
purchase
be
some with
bad.
guild? Can I purchase some with guild coins? I'm not
No.
currently at. No.
Destiny.
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 Ooh, that is
Destiny.
true. On this occasion, yes, I'm going to use a destiny point. I forgot I had those at my disposal. But yes, I will use one because I don't want to. I don't want to be here. This is not fun.
You've awakened
And
it.
the especially horrible sound that was Raven going, "Oh, this is bad."
I rolled a
So-
a d20 to see how bad it would be, because the lower the
Mhm.
roll that I make, the worse it is. The higher, the less bad it is. I rolled a 4.
Mhm. Yeah. I think I'm going to use a destiny point. Thanks.
Okay. If you're sure. I'm just loving the, this thing's laying on this table. I'm gonna rend it. It's gonna be awesome. And then they're like, I don't want to be here. Never mind. I'm done.
Yeah.
That was great.
In my mind, I would like for Anaka to be as badass as possible. The dice, apparently, on the other hand, want me to not do that. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll do the destiny point.
Then I will describe it this way for you. You reach out to use this power, and you feel suddenly uncertain of your abilities, and you just feel very distracted and confused. And then from somewhere not terribly far away, relative to galactic scale, you feel the surge of power just flood through you from somewhere, and it feels familiar. And you're able to accomplish what you're wanting to do.
I would like to take this moment to thank my strange Force benefactor for saving my ass on not one but two occasions.
You're
So
a Force warlock.
Hats off to you.
You're a Force warlock.
Kinda, potentially. They're certainly
boy.
interested in something like that. Anyways, what? So, if you succeed, how much damage does this do?
So what does using a destiny point entail?
It basically is the same as if you'd rolled a nat 20.
A nat 20. Okay, so it says the target takes 3d6 points of damage. If your use the force check is a natural 20, you score the equivalent of a critical hit, and the target takes double damage. If you deal enough damage to reduce the target to 0, you rip the target in 2 separate parts.
Sorry, what was that last part one more time?
So the nat 20 is a critical hit, and you do double damage, and if it deals enough damage to reduce the target to 0, then it gets ripped in half.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll 3d6 and double it then.
Okay, there's also a special that if I use a force point, then I can deal an additional 2d6 points of damage.
Okay.
So I'm going to do that.
5d6 times 2?
Sweet. I cannot roll that for myself, actually, because I don't don't have roll 20.
Would you like me to roll it?
Yes, please.
All right. So that's 17 total. So that's 34 damage.
Sweet.
So what happens here? Just look at the stats. 34. Okay, so it goes to that, and then it's at... It passes its damage threshold, so it's at -1.
I feel so much more panicked when I don't have everything on the screen in front of me.
Understandable.
I'm like, what am I doing? All of my stats are not where they're supposed to be. Panic.
Understandable. Okay, so yeah, you do a whole lot of damage. It doesn't rip it apart or anything, but a lot of that armor plating and things like that gets dented quite a bit and like pulled up and like rolled back a little bit in certain parts, so you can see kind of the more droid looking parts underneath. And it also activates it.
Cool.
So it sort of leaps up off of the table and starts sweeping around with a gun that looks kind of like the one the other one had, but bigger. And it is actively searching for you, so I need a stealth roll.
Of course, why not?
Why did these things all have bigger guns than they last?
Please don't roll nat 1. I feel like I've rolled an adequate amount of nat 1s. You know what? Not much better. Stealth, let me see. That's a 17.
17? Okay. Hold up one second. I just saw a notification pop up. Let me just see what that is. Thank you so much, Sparrow, for the donation. And it's still loading what it is. I think you might have something that might help you here in just a second.
Yeah, I changed my username in Twitch recently.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so that's 3 crits.
That's a treat.
Yeah, I think we deserve some crits as a treat, was the message.
As a treat.
Perfect. So, with that in
goodness.
mind, would you like to use one of those crits?
Is that okay with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll use a crit then.
Yeah, let's have this be
All right.
badass.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, it starts scanning the room, trying to find you. How do you hide? Since you get the equivalent of a nat 20 on that.
Are we in the room?
You're in the vent, like right next to the room. but
Okay. Okay.
you quickly
I'm
get
pretty-
the feeling that this thing's got really good perception. So what force trick or physical trick do you use to conceal your presence?
uh, can I use telekinesis to make a noise at the other end of the room away from us?
Sure. Yeah, you're able to do that. It makes a whole bunch of racket, and as this thing spins around really fast, and
That's terrifying.
yeah, it spins around really fast and shoots at the corner. And it's like you've seen in the Mandalorian the little rocket things that come out of his gauntlet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whistling birds, yeah.
Yeah, it's like if all of those were just made into one big one, and it shoots out and
Cool.
it explodes in the corner of the room.
Cool.
You did
yeah.
okay there, V.
Fuck that is my answer to that question. But can we use this sudden noise to try to move further down the vent?
Absolutely. There's plenty of time with that distraction for you all to get past this room.
Cool. That's what we'll do.
Okay. As you all get past, assuming nobody sticks around to look at what happens, you hear a couple more explosions in that room, and then some klaxons as alarms go off on this floor.
Oh no. We better plant some evidence and go.
In response, you just hear a very dry, under her breath, Anaka saying, "Oh no."
We have to get to the roof.
Very, very clearly mocking you.
We have to get back to the roof.
Which raises a good question. Did you continue past the room, or did you back up and go the other direction?
At this point, Muxa would want to go back because she's not about to leave her armor on the ceiling, on the roof.
Fair.
She's not going to run out the back door and off the planet without, her stuff.
Fair.
Let's go.
Elsa's already going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just to be clear, as soon as the explosion happened, the first one, you went back towards the roof?
Elsa
At
did.
that point? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that didn't go well.
Just making sure, because I initially thought you went past the room further in, but I wanted to make sure because that would require a stealth roll to get back.
No, as soon as
No.
Elsa heard explosion, she was
Okay.
out of there.
Okay.
As soon as,
Yeah.
that Anaka was concentrating and not the right thing happened, we gotta go.
Okay. Then yeah, you're able to get away from that room. I need a perception roll from everyone. I assume you're not worrying so much about stealth as you are speed at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone inside the building, I need stealth rolls. Or not stealth rolls, perception rolls.
And then I can use my force because I have force perception, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I need no dice. That's what this session is teaching me. That's a 23.
That's not bad.
Roll twins!
Elsa got 19.
Nice. Okay. So you're all able to notice this. It's pretty obvious. The rooms that you pass by, the droids that were on those racks have stood up, regardless of their state of assembly. They've stood up and are like walking around their individual little rooms, except for the one that Muxo sabotaged.
Great.
And you hear a lot more of those ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk noises in the hallway.
Why didn't we bring explosives? Moose actually misses a jai with that. Why didn't we bring explosives? And she doesn't say anything more.
Okay. Um, but in the interest of time, you're not that far from the exit. You're able to get up to that the roof of the top of that plateau,
Great.
and retrieve your armor and everything before you're caught. But there's still alarms going off. You can hear them, and I think that's probably roughly around the same time that shuttle lands, Jai, and it lands right outside of those big doors, and the little ramp comes down off the back of it. And
Classic.
out steps, oh yeah, smoke billowing out of it and everything. You know, the steam, whatever.
Beautiful.
And about 10 stormtroopers in double file with a commander at the head of them walk out. And the commander has on very, very shiny silver stormtrooper armor and looks a little bit taller than the rest of them. Not a lot taller, but a little taller.
He's wearing
they've
lifts
got
in
like
his shoes.
They've got like a half cape on and a big blaster rifle.
Oh, hello.
Are you doing the thing to me?
Zma.
What thing?
The thing with my favorite stormtrooper ever?
Message me who your favorite stormtrooper ever is, because I don't know.
So is there anyone else getting off, or just those people?
It's just those people. So 11 people in total.
Okay. I want to zoom my scope in, and I assume my helmet can do this. I don't know if it can, but I assume it can. And basically capture the image that I'm seeing of all of this.
Yeah, you're absolutely able to do that. And you can see them getting off of the shuttle, and the commander, the one in the shiny armor, holds up a fist, like you would do to say, stop, in a covert sort of scenario. Then makes a couple of finger gestures, and the 10 stormtroopers fan out and sort of form a perimeter around the landing pad. And after 10-15 seconds of that, of all of them sort of positioned looking around, they look much more coordinated than your typical stormtrooper. This commander raises their hand again, makes a couple other gestures, and 3 of the stormtroopers follow them, walking towards the canyon where you are.
Oh, good. So I'm going to do 2 things in pretty quick succession. First thing is I'm going to general calm, just to our crew in general. Shuttle landed. 11 stormtroopers got off. They look serious. One of them is very shiny, and I want their helmet. Unrelated, though. So they're surrounding the landing pad. Exfiltration just got harder. I hope y'all are moving, because we're going to have to go soon. And then the second thing I do is I just cut out the 3 that are infiltrating, and I focus in on Zadu and mostly Locke and go, hey, Locke?
Yes, friend.
So, hey, buddy, how would you like to kill a really shiny stormtrooper?
That sounds amazing. Wait, you said buddy. Are we best buddies now?
I think Zadu is your best buddy, and I don't want to step on his toes. But I'm number 2.
I can have more than one best buddy.
Awesome. Do I get benefit? Is there a benefits package? Do you kill me last?
You are second best buddy.
Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. So they're coming this way. So just maybe be ready to roll out of the ship and go shoot them all to death. Okay?
Roll out and go shoot them. Got it. And you just hear the droid rolling out of the ship.
Son of but son of a. he gets back on the comm to everybody. Hey, friends, quick update from the ship. I feel like things are about to get really loud and really noisy.
Excellent.
I hope that helps y'all.
Yes. So proud of you. You're amazing.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are we not doing stealth anymore?
We're like on the roof getting dressed, and we're about to like hop off.
Awesome. Hey, Raven,
Yes.
have the big doors opened up?
They have not.
Damn it. Okay, I'm going to shoot the shiny one with my sniper rifle.
Okay.
And I really want this to be amazing, so I'm going to burn one of my destiny points on this.
Holy cow. Okay.
Look, apparently I'm now creating a distraction. So I'm gonna be like, hey Zadu, make the ship ready to fly, like right now. Like we're gonna need to go. And then I'm gonna burn a destiny point to blast this sucker with my sniper rifle. The fun thing about the sniper rifle is it has to be at range, like an extreme range, which I feel like this is.
Yeah,
and I get a
they're
heap of...
quite a ways off.
Oh, good. I get a heap of damage for this. Because it's a sniper rifle.
All right.
So, I guess I should just roll the damage dice separate, not do all the calculations, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, oh, right. You're doing a destiny point, so it's automatically a crit. Then
Yes.
yeah, you just roll the dice, the damage die, and then double them,
Okay. All right. So let's
or whatever your total damage is, and then double it.
All right. So that's the basic math. So that's 58 damage.
Holy crap. Okay.
You might not get that helmet.
You know what? If I drop this person, I'm gonna feel okay about it. I don't think I'm just dropping them in one shot, though. That would be too amazing. I'm just making an enemy for us for long-term storytelling.
We need a lot of them.
If this was anybody but this particular one, yeah, you would have one-shot them.
Yay.
You passed their damage threshold twice.
Beautiful.
Math is hard. Okay, that's the number. Okay, so holy crap. Yeah. How to
If
describe
Muso
what happens with this?
sees that, like whatever is about to happen, she'll come back and be like, "Oh damn!"
The bolt hits the helmet like right in the eye part, which is the main reason it's able to do this much damage. They're not dead, but it did pass the damage threshold twice. They're at a -2 on everything, and they take a knee. And they're looking sort of down at the ground. You can see one of the 3 stormtroopers that's following them rush over, and they just wave them forward.
Then I'm gonna then roll and jet back onto the ship and be like, "All right, Locke, go get them. Go create a distraction, and we'll pick you up. We should go."
Okay. The battle that ensues while you're getting ready to go. I won't bore everyone with a bunch of rolls trying to figure this out, because I already kind of know the stats of everybody that's involved here.
It's just cinematic as hell while we're doing a runaway from Monty Python.
There are blaster bolts going back and forth constantly. The Droideka blaster bolt sound. And these stormtroopers are very competent, unlike most stormtroopers you've run into. They are using cover. They're concentrating fire. But probably most disturbing is what you notice if you glance back as you're getting ready to take off. You can see the droideca's blaster bolts, Locke's guns. They are bouncing off of this shiny stormtrooper. The shiny bits seem to be metallic, and they are deflecting blaster bolts, which might tell you something. And there is a drawn out fight. The shiny metal stormtrooper gets a couple of good shots in on Locke. Locke takes some damage. The shield goes down, but he's able to roll back in time for you to take off, and the stormtroopers are having to regroup enough that they're not shooting at you as you take off.
Perfect. Get back on the comms and be like, all right, team, we distracted everybody. Let's do the exact reverse of how we got here, and y'all just jetpack and or magic yourself back up, right?
Ilsa and I can team up. Yeah, if we're going up, we can do like an elevator with Anaka. She's done a lot today. So we'll kind of like, Ilsa and I can kind of link up arms around Anaka's waist and just lift her with our jetpacks, yeah? If there's two of us?
Assuming Anaka lets you, yeah.
Yeah, she lets
We will
us.
propose this plan to Anaka. How does she feel about it?
Considering this is also not the way she wants to die today, yeah, I'd say she goes along with it.
All right.
I really wanted to shoot somebody today. That's fine.
Then yeah, you are able to jetpack back onto the ship. You're all back there. There's a lot of activity that you can start to see at the base as those doors do finally open.
Oh, Raven, can I retcon something?
Sure.
Okay, so as we're passing the room where I sabotaged that droid, yeah?
Mhm.
Can we like drop something through the vent that would be like evidence?
Yeah. What evidence do you have?
What did we bring?
Y'all
Don't
have that
remember.
reprogrammed code still there.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
just drop
right.
that. I think
Okay.
that's convenient to slip through a vent.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, great. Okay, I just wanted to retcon that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
There was a lot going on.
Yes.
Um,
Very frightening.
okay.
You're welcome.
So yeah, you're able to take off. And does anybody like pay particular attention to that shiny stormtrooper as you're leaving?
Making sure it's not killing us.
They're not shooting at you.
I guess if Jai can get a view of them like out through the cockpit or like standing on the ramp to pull everybody in, sure.
Take another shot, Jai.
One amazing shot per day.
So you just see them the very cinematic thing, just like as you're getting back into the ship, then you see them just stare like a hole through you, and you can see this like closed up human eye underneath where that eye plate had been shot through, but you can tell they're just like staring a hole through you, with obviously with the other eye.
Can I do like a jaunty salute to them? Just be like,
Sure. They seem unfazed and just continue to stare. Like you can tell that they're tracking you with their vision, as the ship's moving. So they're definitely staring right at you, and they see that salute, and they just keep staring.
"Hey, Locke, we made a friend."
Did I get a third best buddy?
Oh no, you want to kill this one. Every time you see it, you want to try to make it die.
That is how I feel about everything.
Okay, this should be the top of your list.
Got it.
So that moves
Third best
Muso
target.
down to number 2, right?
I think Locke's list is fluid.
It's situational. It's context sensitive.
Yes, exactly.
For those of you who didn't catch the last session, Muxo might have threatened to take Locke's guns when he was being a sass.
Oh, that's right.
Sassafras.
I forgot about that. Locke didn't forget, but I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. You can forget. That's fine.
So yeah, you're able to get away from the base. There is still a Star Destroyer in orbit that you know, probably need to think about. But where do you want to go? Like, where are you going from here? What's the plan?
Okay. Ooh. As far as we know, the big bad from the Star Destroyer is down here, right?
As far as you know.
Muxo will say that. I mean, it's probably still full of troopers or something, I guess.
Yeah, we should just go, right? Like,
yeah, she's already headed to the cockpit. She's gonna fly us out of here.
Like, we need to just let Bevan know that I mean, y'all did the thing, right?
Yeah, let's not send a signal in the system.
No,
Smart.
We should be far away.
Yes.
Hey, he like projects out the an image of that stormtrooper. And it's like, I shot that one in the eye. We need to be away.
Oh yeah. Let's step on it quietly.
Oh, and it got back up. They got back up after that.
Actually, should we spread out?
No.
Okay.
I mean, we should. Let's just go somewhere random, and then go another place random, and then call Bevan from there.
Okay. Well, if you feel like we're in danger, more guns is more better.
I mean, is anything chasing us, like actively chasing us from the Star Destroyer or the base?
Not yet.
How
Okay.
long would it take us to get loaded into the defenders and out the hatch if we were in a dangerous situation?
I mean, I assume that you keep them like ready to go at a moment's notice.
Oh hell yeah.
And most of you are in Mando armor, so like you don't have to like suit up or anything, so 60 seconds, you know, to run from where you entered the ship over to the hangar and get in, strap in, and take off.
And we should have about that amount of time once we become aware of being chased.
Yeah, well, I mean, it took 15 minutes for the shuttle to get here.
Great. Okay, so we'll worry about that when the time comes. But that is a plan. That's on the table.
Okay.
Yeah. Four ships with guns is better than one ship with guns.
It's true.
We're being shot at.
That's very true.
Okay.
The super fancy prototype TIE fighters are definitely better at fighting than this freighter.
This
For
freighter's
sure.
good for a lot of things. The Falcon, it ain't.
Yes.
It's true.
Like, no one's gonna take this inside a Death Star ever.
No.
Is it time to hit the toggle? Or are we still in a good ID right now?
Oh, we're still Imperial.
Okay.
I'll have to probably change that later, but you know, because
Okay.
I'm sure we're wanted. This ID is wanted now, so you know.
Yes, everyone's searching for the Imperial Mode.
Oh, that's such a good name. I'm gonna be so mad to lose it. Ah. We should rename
that's
the
great.
other one to the Mandalorian Mode. Mandoe Mode.
Oh yeah.
That actually would be
Or
pretty
you
cool.
could always do the tried and true method of just switching the two words. Mode Imperia.
Oh, that's all. We're just gonna like rotate them back and forth, and then like add words to it as we go. So
Pretty much, yeah.
it's gonna be a paragraph long name.
At some point, at one point, it will be Imperial a la Mode.
Yes.
That's important.
Oh my god. For when that'll be the revenge episode, because that's a dish best served cold.
Oh, God.
Stop it, please.
It's not cheese, it's ice cream.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
Okay,
mixing
no more. No more
Okay.
dairy products. No more dairy products. We're done with the dairy.
But it's blue.
Oh my god. Also, I'm mixing my Trek and my Wars, and you should never cross those things, I've been told. So, anyways.
I don't mind.
So, yeah, I assume you're wanting to book it out of here then.
Mm. In a very inconspicuous kind of way, like, oh, do until we have to run.
I think you're a little past the fly casual part.
Yeah. Okay, great. Do you need a flight check?
If you're gonna fly the TIE Defenders out, yeah. If you're just taking off, no.
No, we're gonna wait until we have to.
Okay,
unfurl
then
our hand.
yeah, you're good. You're able to take off, and you do see signs of pursuit, but it's not the Star Destroyer that's pursuing you. It's a couple more shuttles, and a wing of TIE fighters.
Okay. So we're being pursued.
We can outrun them.
You are being pursued, but you've got a really good head start.
And I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah. So you don't have to fight them if you don't want to.
Okay. It would be fun, but like our ships are better anyway, so there's not really a net gain here. I don't care about flying their ships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. In that case, Anaka, I need a use the Force check.
You got it. I hate it here. I rolled a 2. That's an 18.
An 18. You still hear this, but it's kind of like when you've got some interference on the call, it just sort of cuts out occasionally, but you're able to piece it together still. And it's that same voice that you heard before, the really creepy one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I can do that voice today without killing my throat, so going to paraphrase, but in a very creepy, hissy kind of way. It just says that, I hope you enjoyed that little surge of power back there. You show great potential. Are you sure you want to leave so quickly?
It takes a considerable amount of time for Anaka to, first of all, decide to respond and then to do so. But the only response she gives is to try and cut off the connection. She doesn't actually verbally respond.
Okay. Let me get another use the Force check then.
That's a little bit better. That's a 28.
A 28. You hear that sort of sick sounding wheezy laugh from whoever this is. And they essentially hiss out, oh, that's so cute that you're trying to block me out. I'll leave you alone for now, but when you're ready for your true training to begin, well, you'll be able to find me. And I think that's a good spot to take a break. So with our crew having, I'd say succeeded in your mission pretty decently.
We checked the boxes.
Yeah. All the
It wasn't
boxes are checked off.
spectacular. It wasn't
Yeah.
Steel 3 TIE Defender spectacular.
Yeah, but you did
I
accomplish
did
what you
really
set out to do. we'll pause here with your ship going into hyperspace, and when we come back, we'll find out what the next steps are. So definitely hang out. Come back here in 15 minutes, and we'll be back. In the meantime, go hydrate, grab some snacks, stretch your legs, all that good stuff. But then, yeah, be right back, because we'll be back in 15 minutes. And we are back. Sorry that took a couple extra seconds. I had to quickly scarf down a snack, and then we got busy in a philosophical discussion about Star Wars. Yeah, you all have gotten away from this planet and that bunker. You've gotten some decent intel and managed to cause a little bit of disruption.
We woke the kids.
What's that?
We woke the kids.
Yeah. Yeah, you did wake those things up, which is concerning a little bit. But what now? What do you want to do?
We need to find a good place to make contact.
Okay. Once you've entered into hyperspace, you can pretty much stop anywhere and make contact and be fine. Generally speaking, there are not really ways to track you through hyperspace. So, yeah, is there anywhere you would like to go?
I think to reiterate something that I may have said on break. Grenades are on the shopping list. I don't know how they didn't make it onto beforehand.
Oh no, I have an expensive shopping list of military tech that we need to get at some point.
So somewhere we can get some grenades.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm assuming that it's not every single spaceport that we can just go in and buy something that we're really not supposed to have.
It depends on the location.
Nar Shaddaa is probably the best place where we have contacts.
Yeah, Nar Shaddaa's a good spot. Regulations on things like that have become somewhat lax, given that the Imperial Remnant is fighting amongst itself, and the New Republic isn't really quite a thing yet. So there's a certain measure of anarchy in the galaxy at the moment.
Great.
I have a question. Is there like a streetwise kind of thing that we could roll to figure out where to go for that? Like,
yeah, absolutely. There's gather information is a skill that you can use to sort of like call around to people you know, or dial up information or something like that and talk to them and try to find what you're looking for.
yeah, just like figure out what our character knows or can reach out and find where to go, I guess, for that kind of stuff. Because it wouldn't be bad to have a base of operations, I assume.
No, not at all. Currently, as a collective group, you have contacts on Nar Shaddaa and Tatooine, and arguably on Nalhutta as well. But feel free to dig into any backstories that you have for locations where you think you might have some contacts.
Then I would like to roll gather information then, just to see what happens.
Yeah, go for it.
18.
18. And you're specifically looking for information on where you can buy questionable weaponry?
Yeah, the best place where we could get some higher end, more military restricted kind of gear.
Bigger boom.
Yeah, we need some detonite. We need some grenades. Probably wouldn't really hurt to maybe look into upgrading some weapons on the ship. Maybe, I don't know. We got some options.
We have options, but we don't necessarily have cash.
We can find cash. Oh, hey, by the way, we have 5 suits of stormtrooper armor and 4 more blaster rifles now.
Oh, yeah. That makes them disposable. We have so many.
Well, I mean, right now that's like 1 for each of us.
Well, I have a blaster rifle.
Oh, yeah. No, the stormtrooper armor. We have like 1 for each of us if we need to infiltrate or anything.
Oh, yeah. I just meant like in terms of weapons.
And generally speaking, excuse me, anything that you have, you can sell at half the purchase value.
Great.
And you're more than welcome to haggle to try to get that up to a higher sell rate.
Yeah. So
with
if we
the-
were to make a trade, it would count for about half the value as well, instead of
Correct.
selling and then buying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with an 18, is there anybody in Jai's backstory that he's gone to before to try and acquire things, or?
Okay, so there was an old canon Mandalorian character named Midge Gillimar. He was a doctor turned Mandalorian. He was one of the Koi Valdar that trained the clone commandos on Camino.
Mhm.
So he's probably on in years now, but he was a merc before then and after. And he was the person that trained my dad's commando squad. So
Okay. I was actually thinking about Camino, so that lines up quite well. So yeah, we'll say that you were able to contact him, and I'm gonna say that he personally doesn't have that, but he's been training somebody who set up shop in one of the old cloning facilities on Camino. Sort of converted it into a secret weapons dealer sort of storefront, and that they might have use for those stormtrooper armor and guns, because other people might be interested in looking like a stormtrooper. So you got a lead that you could go there and potentially get what you're looking for.
and Camino's far enough off the map that we probably wouldn't be chased there.
More than likely, yeah.
So I want to get the coordinates for Camino from him, and then offer that up to the group as an option.
Yeah, he's able to get those to you, no problem.
I'm always happy to meet new people.
All right. Is that where you'd like to go then?
Ladies,
Does anyone else want to reach out and try something?
if I can use something I'm better at than gather information.
I am open to suggestions and thoughts.
Okay. How about galactic lore?
Yeah, you could potentially use that.
Okay.
Gonna see if I can.
Oh,
I
26.
always know what the planets and everything look like, but I always forget like where they are in relation to one another.
So I'm going to assume this is like sort of because we have people who come home to couch surf in between missions, that there's like gossip. Of course there's gossip that happens. Like we got to know that like everything's cool, and
For sure. With galactic lore, with a 26.
So I wouldn't necessarily know a person, but I might know a place that is cool to be.
You would know that the Outer Rim is typically where people would go to get this sort of thing in the past.
Is that where Camino is?
I'm trying to find it as we're talking because I can't remember where in the galaxy it is. I just know that it's here.
Sorry, I have to like look to my other laptop to see what you're doing. So
It's kind of
no worries.
extragalactic. It's on the edge of the galaxy.
Okay. Then
Out
yes,
in the
if it's on
Reach maze.
if it's on the Outer Rim, then yeah, definitely that would be one place that would likely have something like that. At this point in the timeline, Dantooine might have some stuff. Ord Mantell, Tatooine, Nar Shaddaa, a lot of Outer Rim planets are going to have potentially things like that. You know that Kessel also might have some trades and things like that, but it is definitely a bit more dicey to go there because of the spice trade. But it is close to Hut space, so if you weren't able to find what you wanted on Nar Shaddaa or didn't particularly want to go back there for some reason, that might be another option for you.
we should give it a minute. I think because we were just there, and we made ourselves very conspicuous.
A little bit.
Maybe let's not go back to the name the one that begins with an N that has totally slipped my mind already.
Narshada or Nalhutta?
Okay, so it's got a D in it. Okay, Narshada. Let's not go back there right now. Camino or Dantooine? Anybody have an opinion?
My vote's for Camino. I like that. I like far away.
Yeah. Oh, we might get to go space button on the way, Ilse. Find the right system.
All right. Then which location then? Dantooine? Or not Dantooine, Camino?
Camino.
All right. Since that seems to be the consensus, yeah, you put in coordinates for there. It's going to take you a little while to get there. If it's on the outer rim and particularly far out there. You should be able to send a signal while you're in hyperspace if you want to communicate with Bevan in the meantime.
I'm nervous to that.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll let Jai place the call, but Musa will be right there, like leaning over the console over his shoulder.
We can just do this, like, if we're in hyperspace when we do this, we can just like fire up the dining room table's holo projector, I guess, and get everybody in on the call.
Oh yeah. Okay. Then it's a slightly different pose, but it's equally confident.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to dial up Bevan. He actually answers this time, and says, "All right, how did it go?"
Great. Everything was fine. We did it. We got in. We had a look around. Got some images. Jai might have shot a shiny guy in the eye.
Okay,
We
when
got
you
away.
say shiny guy in the eye, what kind of shiny guy?
Can I shoot the video over to him?
Sure. It takes a second to look at the video, and kind of leans closer to the screen that he's watching, and just particularly at the moment where Locke is shooting at them, and the bolts are just blasting off, or bouncing off rather. And he goes, "Huh. You said this. Where did this shiny guy that you shot come from?"
They came down in a shuttle from the Star Destroyer that was orbiting the planet.
Interesting. Does that metal look sort of familiar to you?
Yes.
Wait, hold on. Do I actually need to roll for this, or can I just tell?
You're welcome to guess if you want to know for certain.
I'm
You
guessing
could
we're
do-
literally wearing it ourselves.
That's my assumption.
You could do galactic lore or physical science, or technology knowledge.
They are all literally the same. So galactic lore, 24.
Okay. You're pretty sure that's Beskar.
It seems like it. Like,
I
I've
kinda-
watched blaster bolts bounce off of mine.
Yeah. And your knowledge of galactic lore is there's not a whole lot of materials that would allow that to happen.
Where did he get that?
Yeah. That's a good question. Bevan responds. I don't particularly enjoy seeing stormtrooper armor made out of Beskar. That's ours.
Well, the good news is he's got a reason to come find us, so we can get it from him then.
He's almost definitely hunting us. Yeah.
I mean, these things happen.
Bevan just sort of chuckles a little bit. It's not like a super mirthful chuckle, but it's a little one. He says, "Yeah, things do happen. Well, do they have a trail to follow to come find you, or are they just
What?
searching blind?"
It seems like they kind of fell away after we left the planet. Then we went into hyperspace.
They probably have our fake Imperial transponder code.
Yes, the Imperial Mode. Imperial Mode.
Imperial Mode.
Imperial. Did you literally name the transponder Imperial Mode?
Yes.
They didn't seem to have a problem with it.
You just hear a sigh and like muttering in Mandoa. None of which is particularly friendly words. But they come back and go, well, as long as it worked.
We got in. Zadu, Locke, and I blew up a whole stormtrooper patrol. I shot the shiny one in the eye, and then they got back up. And I think the stealth team, I don't know, what'd y'all do?
We called on events a lot, but we got some, and she'll, upload the images of the droids, including the droid shooting at the wall, and I dropped a code cylinder in a room where there was one sabotage. So,
all right.
I guess I'm a little more familiar with the insides of one, which doesn't really help us here at this point, but we do what we could in the time we had.
Yeah, that those look rather mean. How many of these were there?
We didn't actually cover a lot of ground, I regret to say.
So, infiltrated, like, if you had to put a percentage on it, how much of the facility did you poke around in?
Less than 10%. We had 15 minutes.
Alright, well, these things are concerning. Stormtrooper and Beskar armor is extremely concerning. Let's let things cool down there a bit, but I'm probably going to send you all back in at some point. Try to get a better look around, because what I see these droids, and I'm assuming you all like sent footage of like these things shooting at you and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like anything that you saw there. Okay.
Yeah.
These things. I haven't seen assassin droids that move like this before. Like these are. This is very concerning, especially if they're working with Beskar. All right, I'll take this information and figure out our next game plan. But
we're on our way to get some noisemakers.
Yeah, we're gonna lay low somewhere and rearm a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good plan. You know how to fight other Mandos, so plan accordingly if they're using Beskar. And if you want to get more information on the shiny Stormtrooper, maybe make it a little easier for him to find you and do whatever you want. But get that armor.
Yeah, I think we'll head back to Narshada after we're done here. Maybe cause some trouble. Conspicuously.
Right. Might not be a bad idea. I've got some contacts I can talk to as well on Bastion, and maybe we can figure some way to dangle the bait a little bit more with that. I'll get back to you. And he just like ends the call. Definitely
Rude.
not one for saying actual goodbyes on a call.
He ends the call while Muso is still mid-finger guns.
Yeah.
She looks a little disappointed. Like,
Poor Mixo. Bevan is very focused on the job.
well, that's why Muso has to do an extra good job.
Oh my gosh. All right. So,
You, Raven, you now have a motivation for someone who doesn't give a fuck to do a good job.
oh, that's funny. Okay. Well, you got the information over to Bevan. You got part of the facility sort of explored a bit, which is pretty good. And you're on.
Was my estimate accurate? About 10%?
Like 5%.
Oh no.
Place is really big.
Oh no.
Y'all looked in like 2 rooms and then set off an alarm. Like, Jai would be proud of y'all, but come on.
It would have been so much better if we got him with grenades. We're gonna get some.
Yeah.
I blame the dice.
I'll run alarms.
I blame the dice.
Yes.
Fair.
That's very fair. Okay, so it's going to take you probably a couple of days to get to Camino. Is there anything that you would like to do on the trip? Any like inter-character interactions that you want to have or anything like that?
I'd like us all to have, like, I feel like we haven't done it yet, like, because we're still getting the group together, but I would like us to all have a meal together at some point during the trip. Like, maybe Ilsa and I can, like cook a meal and then bully people into all sitting down at the same time. Locke can come too.
Elsa's not that great of a cook.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be good, it just has to
So
be enough.
She might burn something and get flustered.
Yeah, after you burn something.
Yeah.
Muxa will set you to start cleaning up.
That is easy. Setting the table is easy, but not the cooking part.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's not like, it's not fancy. It's the equivalent
she
of, like,
would-
meatloaf
if-
and potatoes.
If you told her to set the table, it would be set fancy with like all the extra forks and
Yes.
way too fancy for meatloaf.
Mhm.
And for this group.
Yep. Yeah, so we're all gonna have a meal together. I hope everyone shows up.
Which is a good question. Locke definitely shows up, and surprisingly, Locke has some programming in cooking. He's like chopping up ingredients with like vibro daggers, but he's actually able to help a little bit.
Great.
Does everybody else show up to the dinner?
Absolutely yes.
Perhaps in passing.
It's fine.
Elsa set places for all of you.
That's
With all
Tell
the
'em.
forks and the glasses and napkins and flowers on the table.
Excellent.
Lovely.
It doesn't really matter what we say or do at the table, I don't think. I think it's just a matter of, like, we need to do that. Like, we might not all, like each other yet, but we got a lot of time on our hands. It's... And we've already made all the improvements to the ship that we could afford. So now it's time to work on us.
Okay.
Musa will pretend that there's no problem and very much be that person of, like, every time there's a silence, just start in on another hard to believe story.
Okay.
May or may not be true, you don't know.
So it looks like we hit 5 retweets on the tweet, so there's another D6 for the cast there.
Excellent.
Woohoo!
All right. Well then, it sounds like the dinner goes somewhat well with perhaps some awkward silences and sounds like a broody Anaka that shows up for a little bit and then goes away.
I feel like if Anaka sits down at the table at all, like, Muxo and Jai will just, like, no actual words said, just like mind meld communication. Basically, let's like block her in on both sides, like the other two sides of the bench chair. Basically, it's like boom.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely like get up and kind of like lean in with some, a little bit more gravy. It didn't all fit in the cup I had to use. We don't have like fancy servingware, so.
No, but I will. I will change that on the next trip to a store.
Oh, it's so nice to see you, Anaka. I'm glad you could join us.
I feel like she puts on a really good face. And on anybody else it would seem like warm and inviting, but to see her smile after not having given you guys any of that before, it's just really unnerving.
Yes. But Musa doesn't show it.
She just kind of pushes out this energy that is like, if y'all don't back up off of me right now, I might just break this whole ship.
Jai is just like, so Muxo told me that you blew up a room. I knew you'd come around.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I did not blow up a room. And I think that your penchant for explosives is a little bit alarming, considering the fact that, well, look at the outcome.
I have an amazing track record.
He's still alive. That's pretty damn good. We're all still alive. I'm a little surprised.
If dead or alive is your only marker for success, then...
Well, flying a cruise ship is also a marker for success.
She just kind of gives you a look and then returns to eating.
What are your goals, Anaka? What are you here for?
I'm here to do the job that was asked of me, and that is it.
Well, we're on like job 3 right now. You must like us.
I'm here to do the job that was asked of me. That's it.
Another significant look at Jai, and Muxo will uncorner Anaka and sit back down in her seat.
Jai will also like slide away again and just be like, so are you ready to tell us about magic?
Yeah. You got space magic.
You get an eye roll from Anaka is what you get.
Perfect.
just a flash of these like golden eyes that she has, just like the color of honey, and just rolls them.
Elsa's gonna ignore this and be like, "This is a lovely meal, isn't it?"
Oh, you laid the table so beautifully, Ilsa.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say that I'm surprised because you're full of surprises, but I can't say that I would have been able to put something this nice together.
I didn't even know we had plates.
Yes, we must have plates.
So where are you from? What do you do?
Oh, wow.
Who is she asking that to?
You. You don't have to tell me. You can brush me off. It's fine. Muxo doesn't say that. I'm saying that.
Oh, me. I'm Elsa, your teammate. More water?
Another significant look at Jai.
This is the most awkward family dinner I've ever attended.
This is Jai's real reaction. He is like face down in his plate, laughing his ass off. It's great.
Muxo, that's lovely armor that you have.
Thank you.
You're right, Jay. Jay just did this rival sandbox therapy from we had an episode of Animus where they used kinetic sand to make a beach party day on the bridge of the ship, and it was
The only difference is they had Jello shots, which saved them from having to do this.
I think at this point in the conversation, Locke rolls up. Thank you for that follow. Locke rolls up and just looks at all of you and goes, Why are the humanoids making awkward conversation?
It's dinner time, Locke. Have a seat. You have this place right over there. Ilsa made a place for him.
Locke just sort of like awkwardly sort of waddles into the spot at the table.
Locke has a flower too.
Love it.
So, Locke, how do you feel about I'm gonna do this since Mr. Power is not here. At some point maybe you would want to get like a fancier paint job. Maybe some brighter colors.
Locke is just blinking at you, but again, as always, it's the offset blinking because it's not quite synced up right.
Yeah.
And looks at Ilsa first and goes, I do not require physical sustenance, but I appreciate the thought.
All right, next
You
time
are
I will
lower
give
on the
you...
list now.
Oh, lovely. Does it like a droid need oil or something?
Yeah, they need maintenance, stuff like that.
So like, next time she'll like have a cup of oil.
Love that. And then Locke looks at you, Muxo, and goes, I had not considered aesthetic options. What would you recommend?
Actually, what color is he right now?
Just that like really faded gold, like bronze sort of color that they normally have. It's like that, but it's very faded and sort of chipped.
Oh, so like iridite.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Oh, well, I think that a nice bright orange would go really well with the color you already have. Put some little accents on you. I think we're on our way to Camino, and we could pick up some paint while we're there. You can try it out; it'll come off.
You can like just see them like just processing. Like, this would be acceptable.
All right. When we get to Camino, get some grenades, and I don't know.
I like grenades.
Yeah, we'll get some for you too. Can you store them?
Oh yes, of course.
Excellent.
I am capable of storing most weaponry.
What if we all get something matching?
Yes. I like where you're going with this.
Matching sounds fun. You know, I think I have decided I will kill all of you at the very last.
Oh.
When you guys say like, oh, we should all match, Anaka from her end of the dinner table is just like slightly shaking her head no.
Okay.
Locke looks at you, Anaka, and goes, do you not agree?
I have no problem if you would like to look like the rest of them, but I think I will pass.
What if we get it in black so it matches your outfit?
She kind of like, it's not a full-on like rub the temples, but it's pretty close.
I remember someone that had a black cloak once. He was very, very interesting. Killed a lot of people. I liked him. He had a red sword.
So do we all get black cloaks?
Do we all get red swords?
We'll love a red sword.
I mean, I don't know where you would get the swords. They seemed pretty specific to the space wizards. I heard someone call them.
Anaka, do you know where we can get red swords?
Oh my god.
I think this is Anaka's cue to get up and leave.
Do you have them in your room already?
She doesn't want to have this conversation. She shows no semblance of having heard your question.
It was nice having you for dinner.
She kind
Oh
of
yes, the silent exit.
Because it's
Space
Ilsa
Wizards. Go
who's
ahead.
saying that. She does kind of raise a hand just at like shoulder level on one side. That's the
Yeah.
only answer she gives because Ilsa hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Locke just says, "Oh yes, the silent exit. The other space wizard would do that a lot too."
How long did you spend with the space wizard?
I'm uncertain. It has been a very long time. Those memory circuits have degraded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So this wasn't recently then. That's reassuring. Thank you for that information.
You're welcome.
Is this scene?
Hmm?
Is this the scene?
What, like end scene?
Yeah, I don't know. Are we going to accomplish anything else with the dinner?
Also, with a space sword
up to y'all.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like the conversation just descends into space swords, how to get them, what
And what-
even are they?
What colors are they in?
Yes.
Okay.
How can I customize my space sword?
Yes.
Ilsa wants one. She's like asking you all to find one for her.
Do you guys give any thought to the fact that you have already seen Anaka's space sword, or like, do you just let that go?
Luxa is not participating that much because of this. She thinks there's a very interesting connection between Locke having hung out with a space wizard who had a sword the same as yours.
No, Ilsa's just want to talk about it because it's dinner conversation.
Jai
not
hasn't
about her.
seen your lightsaber.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
We have. She cut through the vent. Yeah.
Yeah, Jai
Yeah,
hasn't
Jai
seen the
hasn't.
lightsaber.
Yeah. So I guess that's more my question. Are you going to mention anything about it to Jai, who has not had the opportunity to witness a lightsaber?
After like a couple minutes, I'm gonna like kick him under the table and be like, "She has a red lightsaber. Stop it."
Oh my god, Anaka! Can I play with your? I can do so many modifications to your lightsaber. Like it just echoes in the ship.
I feel like there's nothing that would tickle my funny bone more than the out of context cries of Jai going, Anaka, can I play with your lightsaber? Oh God, I love Jai so much.
Right?
This precious idiot. Oh,
All right.
How many
So I'm
owners
gonna-
ago, Locke, did you hang out with the space wizard?
It was just the pause and this blank stare. Unknown.
Masters. Okay, fair.
There are missing memory circuits.
That's understandable. You work very hard at what you do. I know you have a lot
I
of fun.
do work hard. I
You do.
do have fun.
Also, we need to do some repairs on him, don't we?
Yeah, he does need some repair work.
Yeah.
yeah, we can do that while we're traveling for sure.
Yep. I just want to mention that we did that before we arrive somewhere and get in another battle, and he still has damage.
That's true. We have the
point.
workbench and everything. We paid for that.
Yeah,
It's basically where Jai lives now.
yeah, and it's all stuff that like it's just repairable. You don't necessarily have to have like extra parts or anything like that, and you've got enough time that you can basically just take 20 on it.
Yeah. Also, Jai is going to make sure that 2 of the stormtrooper outfits are cleaned and polished, don't have any blaster marks on them or anything, and he's going to store them in in a closet next to the workbench. The other 3 suits he's going to clean up as well. But those 3 are the ones that we're willing to trade. Like he puts 2 of the E11s in with the 2 suits. Basically, this is our set of infiltration gear. We can barter.
Okay. Let me just take a quick look at, because I'm just trying to remember how much these things are worth.
Oh yeah, I haven't even looked at that.
They're worth about so they sell for 8,000, so you'll be able to sell them default for about 4,000 credits for each suit.
Nice.
And then the E11.
While you're in there repairing Locke, can you see if you can find anything more from his memory?
I mean, I can sure try. If Locke's cool with it. I think Jai at this point is now very much just like, Locke doesn't want to murder me right away anymore. Let's capitalize on this.
That is a totally valid argument, and Musa will gladly accept it.
So like he'll ask him, just like, hey, do you want any of your memory repaired? Like, do you want to remember more stuff?
Remembering seems like a good idea.
Cool. I did this subplot in KOTOR. We can do it here too. I'm probably just
I forgot this is a thing in KOTOR as well.
I love it. It's one of my favorite mission lines. So please, yes.
Oh, we love recovering droids' memory. Me too.
HK-47 is my hero.
He's such a great character.
Jai would probably hate him.
Probably. The blaster rifles are you can sell those for 500 each.
Cool. Awesome. So what do I need to do to try to repair the, like, is that something that I need to roll on specifically, or do we have time to? Okay.
You've got time. It's just use computer, because this is all programming.
Gotcha.
Issues.
Which is why
24 for this
24.
first attempt to open up some memory.
With a 24, yeah, you're able to get a little bit more. Locke sort of does the glitchy stuttering for a bit, and then says, "Oh yes, Space Wizard. Was some sort of royalty, nobility, duke or prince? No, count. That was it. Count something.
Huh.
I don't know what he was counting.
Yeah. Maybe like the number of clone troopers he had mad at him? Because I think it was all of them.
Probably. He did kill a lot of them. I do
Aw,
remember that much.
That's sad.
Why
Didn't
sad?
feel bad, though.
Killing is fun.
Sure. They're all basically my uncles, so that's weird.
Oh, right. Humanoids have attachments to other humanoids.
Yeah.
Sorry
kinda
for
like
your
how
loss.
Your best friend.
Sort of like,
you.
like pats a blaster on your arm. Very awkwardly.
Beautiful.
I mean, I still want to kill all the other humanoids, but I am sorry that you will feel sad first.
You know what? That's a start. Locke. I'll take that.
This droid. You can try again to get something else, but with the 24, that's about all you're able to get is just a name.
Yeah, I feel like that's good for right now. That's probably enough for this moment in time. Yeah. That's all. Jai is going to work on Locke and work on his armor and clean up those stormtrooper armors to sell. That's how he's mostly passing the time.
Okay. How about Ilsa? Over the next couple of days, while you're waiting to get to Camino, is there anything Ilsa would like to do?
She's going to she's slowly decorating this ship to look like her room.
Love that.
Unless somebody stops her, otherwise she's just going to keep doing it. And she's letting her Duce run around next to her. So
Cute.
there's just like her fixing the ship up and decorating it with all this fancy stuff with this little rat ferret beside her.
Ilsa's room is like I'm trying to remember what style was it. Was it cottagecore? Was that what we said it was last time?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, you're able to get the ship looking very similar all over the place.
As long as you leave a space for one of my straws in the cockpit, we're good. There's one in the kipper. There's one
They're
in
part
her
of the
room, and there's one in
decor.
the cockpit. Yeah,
They're part of the decor.
absolutely. If it blends in better than you think.
You might need a few more because of the way she's decorating.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of her marker when she's on duty. She just places one in the cockpit, and she takes it back to her room when she's not, doing cockpit stuff. That's how
Okay.
you know she's there.
I see.
Hmm.
What about Anaka? What are you doing during this, day or two, other than avoiding the rest of the crew?
Yeah, I feel like that's a good assessment. She's probably keeping mostly to herself. But in addition to that, a little more so than typical, from what you guys have learned to kind of expect of her. She does come around a little more frequently. And when she does so, she usually has some sort of quip or witty comment to make, especially anytime Jai says literally anything. Yeah, I feel like that's probably coming out of her a little bit. But yeah,
Okay.
for the most part, she's kind of on her own.
Okay. Does Anaka spend any time meditating during this trip?
I would say probably a little bit, not too
Okay.
much. But just
can I give you-
initially, I would say it's initially as they're kind of first taking off, just to kind of balance back out whatever force that she's used in the past little while.
Yeah, makes sense. Could I get a use the force check from you?
Yeah, which set of dice am I going to use? Let's give the Annie dice a try, because they haven't
Alright.
failed me today.
You failed me
Yeah.
the last time, dice.
Annie. She's not lending any help at all. That's a 21.
Okay, that's still enough for something. So while you're meditating at one of those points that you're doing so, you do get a force vision, and it's very cloudy, because of the lower roll. But you do see like a shadowy figure, and you see 12 multicolored lightsabers like just floating in the air, as if they were being held by this shadowy figure. And you see yourself like kneeling down before them. And that's when you start to feel really cold, and then the vision just sort of blows away like it's made out of smoke.
Hate that.
So
Um,
yeah,
Yeah,
fun
she
stuff.
would probably come out of that not very happy. I'm sure she does not like the thought of kneeling in front of someone else. So yeah, that's kind of playing on her mind now.
Muxo is going to alternate between studying the ship's like schematics and the Kipper's schematics if she can get any downloaded from the Kipper. But she's also going to be taking pretty frequent breaks to just like kick back and read some romance novels, because that's how she does.
Love that.
So
It's
which
within
is
the core.
yeah. When I'm not looking for any like mechanical advantage here, it's more about like story for when she rolls really, really well with her piloting. So just like it explains away how she can like find an efficiency in a crisis.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That
It-
works.
I mean, she's talented, but you still have to work.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, all of those things happen on the trip, and then you eventually get to Camino, and so you come out of hyperspace, and you're not too far away from Camino itself. And if you look at your scanners and your sensors, there's just like no traffic at all, like no ships or anything like that, which for Jai in particular probably wouldn't be too unexpected. In our timeline that we're working with here after the Clone Wars, Camino was kind of like just trashed.
Yeah, the Empire came down hard on it, right? Jai would know that.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of sentient beings that live here in the first place. But yeah, there's no traffic at all. Just you.
Okay.
We had contact information for the guy we're meeting, right?
Yeah, you did.
So I guess call him in once we drop out of hyperspace.
Okay. It's kind of like the equivalent of someone letting the phone ring like 3 times before they pick up. So like just when you're about ready to stop trying to hail this person, like that's when they finally pick up. And there's a voice on the other end that says, "How did you get this number?"
Midge Gillimar gave it to me.
Oh. Okay. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Jai. I'm a Mando, and I need some grenades and some detonite and some power packs, and we have some stormtrooper armor we could trade.
Stormtrooper armor.
3 whole sets.
Ooh, 3 you say?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's a whole infiltration party.
I know, right?
What condition is it in? Is that because if it's got a big blaster hole in the chest, I'm really not interested.
No, we made sure to pick only the pieces that we hadn't blasted through, and Jai does not elaborate further.
The guy on the other end's just like, okay, yep, no, don't need to know anymore. Prefer not to know anymore.
I wish I had that option.
Yeah, I might have what you're looking for. Let's see, you're calling from orbit. Yep. Here's the coordinates. I'll meet you here. And you get sent coordinates, and if you look for them on the planet, it's like this one landing platform with the longest, most unnecessarily lengthy like pier bridge type thing before you get to an actual building. Like it's
plenty of room for swagger.
Yeah, ludicrously long. To the point that even Jai would probably notice that.
The Kaminoans had weird architectural tastes.
Yeah.
It's like they wanted showdowns to happen right there.
Alright. Yeah, as soon as he sends you the coordinates, the line just clicks off.
Jai just like yells down the hallway because he assumes Anaka's not in the cockpit with us at the moment. Just like yells down, I was like, "Anaka, I found a place where you can be moody in the rain fighting someone with your laser sword."
I love that.
You're just met with like this deafening silence. She doesn't even grace that with a response.
But does she come and look?
I'd say maybe she finds her way out there eventually, like nonchalantly, like, I'm not coming out because you said to come out. I'm just curious. I want to see what's going on.
Just like 5 minutes later, looking at the monitor, like, oh, is that bridge? Oh. I'm not interested.
Asking for a friend.
Yeah. So this landing pad, it's big enough for.
I'll do your selfie for you if you want. If you want to like do some Photoshop shoots, it's fine.
Should there be music?
This music would be fitting. Why do I feel like you're all treating Anaka like a cosplayer?
I mean,
right? I say as a cosplayer myself.
If the custom-made boot fits.
Right? So, anyways, the landing pad's big enough for the whole ship. You can land the whole thing. You don't have to, like, take a TIE fighter down or anything like that.
I mean, we went Moana, but that's fine. We'll land.
Yeah.
We don't really want to shove all the cargo into a TIE Defender.
That's fair.
It's true.
Is there anything that you want to do on approach or anything like that, or do you just land?
Yeah, I'll do some fancy maneuver.
Okay.
It's not aggressive, just fancy.
Okay.
Just flexing on everybody.
Yeah.
You are extra when you land.
Yes.
And it looks.
I'll
cool.
draw out a shape of the headlights and then I'll land. Like you can't see the shape, but it's definitely a thing that happened.
Okay.
I'm gonna indicate where I'm gonna land.
All right. Yeah. You're able to land. And then yeah, do you want to get out and head towards the big building? It's basically nothing but ocean around you. It's of course raining. It's cloudy. It's basically like being on a pier in Seattle. Again, weirdly long walk to the building. That's off in the distance, and the building looks like it's seen better days. It's got some pieces missing off of it and things like that. It's not exactly a ruin, but it's not in great shape.
Okay, this is a great opportunity for a group photo since at least 3 of us have capes and there's a lot of wind. So this happens and then we'll go to the building.
Okay.
Do we all have capes?
We're posing on the ship, letting our capes fly behind us.
Can Elsa have a cape too?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, we went shopping, so we should have a lot of
Yeah. And
things.
generally, like a cape is a choice for Mandalorian armor. I've discovered this by experiencing this program on online.
Jai is into the photo shoot thing too.
So most of not all of us are like in capes in this photo. That's
Yes.
great.
You can't waste a windy pier.
In case I haven't mentioned it, Utini has a cape. Bevan does not, but Bevan has a sleeveless duster on over his arm.
But that'll kind of flap in the wind too, just not as dramatically.
Yeah.
If we can ever talk him into a dramatic picture, yeah.
Yeah.
So Bevan is a sleeveless version of Rip, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, we're mixing up too many shows here.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong.
See, there comes Jay with the don't trust the duster. No dusters. I agree.
Especially not sleeveless anything.
I have PTSD from our exposure to dusters. No, thank you.
I was
And
going to
he's
make
sleeveless,
more
so
the
I'm not sure if I'm going
comparison-
to trust that or not.
Because Hunter's a calamity.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
The concept behind Bevan's look is sort of like a Mandalorian brown coat was the aesthetic look that was being gone for.
That's a lot of words for looks like Rip, don't trust.
All right. Fair. Anyways, yes, picture time on the absurdly long bridge.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Like, this is so damning. Anybody who got like hold of our like data would know everywhere we'd gone.
Yeah.
Luke's is
Oh,
aware
yeah.
of
It's like
this risk
vacation
and
photo.
doesn't care.
The Star Wars Instagram posts like, here we are at an undisclosed location, and then like
There's a sign in the
picture
background that
IDs.
says Camino.
Yeah, welcome to Camino. Yeah.
We go on family
Alright.
vacations, and the bill at the end is unusually high every time. Room damage, the mini bar's empty.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, you get plenty of wonderful, epic-looking pictures. Do you then head towards the building?
Yes.
Okay. As you get about halfway down the bridge, the section behind all of you and in front of all of you sort of like folds down.
Chai holds up a finger. A trap.
You've activated my trap card.
Well done. And then there's a guy that walks out from the building. Just calls out and says, "All right, if you're really Mandos, you'll know how to get around this."
Jai just crosses his arms, does not like move his feet or anything, and just jetpacks across. Just arms crossed.
Well, yeah, because the controls are in your gauntlet. So,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And just like tilts his head to the side. Just really.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, I had to make sure you weren't Imperials that just, stole some Beskar or something.
Oh, we didn't turn off the Imperial mode day. Dang it. I'll fix that. Hold
Jai,
on
we
one
had 4
second.
days.
Look, I was busy. There's a murder droid.
Can it also just be like kind of dramatically floating with her jetpack and her cape floating behind her?
Oh, absolutely. Love that. Like the wind's blowing just right. It's like hero wind as
Yes.
you just float on over. As you mentioned, murder droid, Locke is on that part of the bridge and is just waving an arm, like the arm that has a blaster attached to it, just waving the arm like, "Hello, I have a murder
I'll
droid."
If he needs to be picked up, I'll pick him up.
Oh, leave him. It's fine. I'm sure this bridge will fix itself in a second.
Quietly into the
just-
communicator. Do we really want to hurt his feelings?
It won't hurt his feelings. We just don't want him to hurt our new business contact.
Fair. Fair.
I think Zadu will stay with the ship. So that's why Zadu's not floating over with you. What about Anaka though?
Yeah. What about Anaka, you guys? How long is this gap?
Space magic.
Longer than a normal person could jump. But that doesn't mean
Well,
you
lucky
couldn't
for
use-
me, I'm not a normal person.
Yeah. That doesn't
Well,
mean
we
you
all
couldn't
know
use
this,
some sort of
don't we?
force power.
We've all
Yeah.
seen her do like these space magic things.
Yeah.
Look, she survived a drop out of a ship while we were coming in pretty high. I assume
You guys,
she's
I have a
fine.
very specific list of force powers to take from here.
We don't know.
Is jump not one of them?
Jump is not one of them, no.
It also assumes that you could like fly.
I tell you what, you could use the force
My
in
force
place of
slam.
no, don't even worry about that. Just use the force in place of acrobatics to jump across
Okay.
if you'd like. If you'd like.
That makes sure. Ugh, please don't roll low. I don't want to look like an idiot. Oh, thank goodness. That's a 30.
Yeah. You do the whole, the thing we've seen in all the Star Wars movies where Jedi just super jump.
I would have had a really cool force power for this, actually, now that I look at my list.
Oh, cool. What was it?
Excellent.
It's called Fold Space.
Oh, nice. What does
Yeah,
that do?
so
Aside from the
essentially,
obvious?
it like eliminates the amount of space between two objects. So it's essentially like if you were to fold a piece of paper inward to join two spots, kind of deal.
That's
It's a,
You
yeah.
create a tesseract?
you use the force to bend space, transporting an object almost instantaneously from one place to another. But we'll just go with the floaty. That's fine. We'll save the
So
cool
it's-
force power for next time.
All right, so it's like Star Wars instant transmission.
Oh, look, a thing I need to learn. Got it.
Oh Lord, if Jai gets force powers, force help us.
Next season.
Anyways, you're all on the other side now. And yeah, the bridge fixes itself. And the guy just looks at you all and goes, "Okay, yeah, seems like you're all Mandalorians. I don't know what the hell that thing was." And he points at Anaka.
Anaka, she's just over here, like a cloak pulled up over her montrals, like face hidden. She's got like her lightsaber clipped in her belt behind her cloak. Just like she looks like the old hag version of the queen in Snow White, just like completely concealed.
Jai just goes, space magic.
Right, space magic. If you're looking for spice, I don't really carry any of that stuff.
No, I think we have a pretty good kitchen set already.
God. This guy's literally like pitching the bridge and was like, "Oh my god, whatever the guy's name was. What did that guy send me? Midge, yeah. What did Midge send me? Do you have the armor?"
Oh yeah, it's on the ship.
All right, bring it.
Well, I wanted to look at your goods first. See if you're the right person for us to shop around with.
All right, fine. Just come on, just don't touch anything. Hey.
Jai's hands were already like right above the everything. Just what?
Welcome in, Stella Luna, creating with a party of 13. Thank you so much for that raid. Hope you had a great stream. We are
about to really annoy somebody.
Yeah, currently on Camino, shortly after Return of the Jedi with a bunch of Mandos and a dark side Force user trying to buy some questionable weapons. All right, so
what does our new friend look like?
Sort of like average height but really lanky. So it kind of makes him look a little taller than he actually is. He's got like a scruffy like stubble beard. Not a full beard, but it's just like thick stubble. Curly hair. That's a bit like a little like a Albert Einstein style. So it's just sort of like frizzy and everywhere, and you can tell he probably like scratches his head a lot and doesn't really like brush his hair very often. He's got kind of roguish like clothes. So like you'd take a look at him as someone who watches Star Wars and go, "Oh yeah, that's a smuggler."
He's got the vest, the shirt.
Yep. The like old beaten up leather, vest and stuff, and belt with pouches and whatnot, and a blaster on his thigh, not on his hip. So that's what he looks like. And oh crap, I had a name for this guy. I completely just forgot what the name was going to be. Let's go with. He'll introduce himself as Talon.
Absolutely, fantastic name.
Just
Sure,
Talon,
well
no last name, just Talon. So yeah, I'm Talon. Right this way. He directs you inside the building.
Hi, I'm Jai. We're looking for some grenades, some detonite cord, some timers. If you have it, a security kit. Muxa, what'd you want?
The grenades were highest on my list. I think we've covered pretty much everything I was excited about.
Do you have any thermal detonators?
I've got a couple.
Yes.
Also, we need some orange paint. I know that's a weird ask, but we promised Locke we'd like gussy up his paint job. You don't have any on hand, do you?
I'll have to check. I don't know if we have orange, but I've got like this reddish orange.
I like that. You got style.
All right. So yeah, he starts explaining to you all the different stuff that he's got. And he does have 2 thermal detonators.
Yes.
As many grenades as you want within reason.
I'm thinking like 10 frags is about 2,000 credits, so like 20, so that we have a stockpile that we can just re-up from.
Yeah, that you can do that. That's
8,000 of our budget gone.
Just a question: does he have any
well
space
spent.
swords?
Have any? What was that?
Space swords? Does he have any of those? Just
Oh yeah,
No.
lightsabers.
No lightsabers, fresh out. Might have a couple of vibro blades though, like a vibro sword.
Yeah, can we get you a vibro sword and paint it red, or whatever color you want?
Yeah, that's something you could do.
Eh?
It's not the same, but all right.
It's a start until Anaka shows us how to make them.
You're still gonna look so badass.
Okay.
Okay.
I still
You
definitely
say
want a
you
space
say
sword.
until Anaka shows us how to make them, and you just hear like a snort from under her hood,
Jai like
as if to say, "Yeah, right."
Jai waits a moment until like if people are looking at a bunch of those things, just kind of like slides up next to Anaka and just goes, "You deny it, but we're getting through to you, best friend," and then goes back and digs through another box of explosives.
As you move away from her, she just says very quietly, "Yeah, if by getting through to you, you mean you're making it very, very easy for me to see just how much of an idiot you are."
Jai just like thumbs ups at her.
Locke just like side steps over to you. This is the tink 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 of the little droid legs, and leans over, as best he can. It goes, "Hello, second best buddy. Should
Hey,
we
Locke.
should we kill that one? She sounded like she was being mean."
No, she's coming around. She's gonna be my best friend. Don't worry about it.
Oh, good. She can be
Second
and-
best
and-
friend. Second best friend.
Wait, you are second best buddy. And you could just tell he's like figuring out where on this very fluid list, and is confusing himself with the numbers. Somewhere between 3 and 12, best buddy. Yes, that's it. And does a couple
That
of
seems pretty good. Top 12.
alternating blinks with the.
Hey,
the left eye
Anaka, you
and the
made
right
top
eye.
12.
Her voice is just this sticky sweet as she goes, "Perfect."
See, he like just like shoulder bumps Locke and just goes, "See, she's coming around." Ooh, more grenades.
Yeah.
I want grenades. Locke just starts following you.
Oh yeah. We all need grenades, Locke. Don't you worry. What about for the ship, Jai?
I mean, I feel like we're pretty okay.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get some detonite and some timers as well, just to have.
He's got a handful of those.
Cool. So that's probably, let's see, that's about, we'll call it, that's about 10,000 credits, and we had like a budget of 13
Yeah.
with our trade goods. So
We got a lot of pew pew. We need a lot of we need some more like boom. So I think we're getting plenty of boom. Yes.
So there's a 3,000 credit budget if anyone wants to see if there's some nice things around.
Yeah. If there's anything specific, feel free to ask. And
Another
see if he
pet
has
bed.
He probably doesn't have a pet bed. But anything like weapon or technology wise, he might have
Oh
definitely
well,
gonna
I
be the
guess
more
yeah.
unusual things.
Communicators?
Yeah, he's got some of those.
Enough that we can all have, because
Our helmets have those.
Okay, well, we
Yeah.
need one
Only
for
Anaka is
Anaka.
missing.
We
Yeah.
need one for Anaka.
Right.
Yeah, he's got he's got like the microphones they use in A New Hope when they're shooting the guns, the little like headset type deal.
Yeah, for
but it looks a little bit more secure. Like, you know, you could wear it while you're fighting and like doing gymnastics and stuff.
She can't pretend to not hear us if she's wearing it.
Yeah. So there's something like that, and it's
That's a bold assumption.
I mean, you can pretend. It just won't be convincing.
like you're breaking up. You're breaking up. You're on mute.
Also,
One
just
second,
some
let me look at the
like,
price.
yeah, and some surveillance gear. If we can get any like bugs or whatever.
Like 500 credits for the communicator little setup deal there.
Is there? Do they have
and
a tiny camera?
Yeah, there's some
Something
like,
that could be attached to Duce?
yeah.
Oh, excellent!
Excellent. There's some basic security system stuff for probably another 500 credits, and it comes with like 4 cameras and like a tablet that's like a portable monitor that you can look at the cameras
Great.
on.
So we
Just
could
in
put
case,
one on.
you never know.
Well, we could put one on Duce and then set them off to somewhere and train them to come back.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And then what was the other thing that you were looking for?
A rug. Something useless.
No rugs.
Need lights.
yeah. So yeah, we had surveillance gear, communicator for Anaka, vibro sword for Ilsa.
Yep.
As like little extras. I'm gonna assume. I'm sorry if that made an awful noise. I
You're
apologize.
good.
Frank really wants that toy, and I'm tired of playing with it. I've been thrown off. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Okay, so I'm assuming that we have like basic tools like hand drills and stuff.
That's what my
Yeah.
workbench has all that stuff on.
So, but it's portable. If we wanted to like break into someplace with it.
So here's the thing. I have a utility belt, and that comes with a toolkit.
Excellent. Great. Okay, so we
Yeah.
don't need any of that then. Okay.
If you're looking for lights, there's like some tactical flashlights that attach to blasters and stuff that he's got there that are like, I don't know, we'll say 100 credits each for the flashlight.
Yeah, one of those.
Okay. Okay. And then if you think of anything like between now and next week that we don't cover here, just little stuff, feel free to throw that to me in Discord too, and we can get that in. But it sounds like you've gone through most of the budget for the Stormtrooper armor.
Yeah.
We
I think
got
we did
the
a good
important
job.
stuff, and I'm keeping track of all that on my sheet. We can divvy it out later.
Okay.
This is a necessary thing we had to do. We, guess we've had a mission where we weren't as successful as we wanted to be because we didn't think to equip beforehand. We spent a lot of time buying wardrobe items. Someone spent a lot of time buying wardrobe items instead of tactical equipment.
We're not going to
And,
point any fingers.
I know. I mean, I'm amazing, but I'm not perfect. Okay.
Oh, look, part of it now we got some more stuff that we could sell. We
Yeah.
had to get the Stormtrooper armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And like this is a learning experience. Like,
Actually, I do have something else I want to do before we leave here.
Okay.
Eventually, after we've like exchanged everything, Jai wants to walk over to Talon and just be like, I have another request.
Yeah.
Tell you a favor. So Camino used to like do all the cloning for the Republic and everything, and then the Empire like swatted it down, all that stuff. We all know the story, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Are there any terminals left that can connect to the Imperial network?
That's a good question. Information like that usually is expensive.
We're very good at our jobs.
I see that.
Look,
So you telling me you've got a bunch of credits that you can give me for that information then? Because you're good at your jobs?
Favor talent.
Oh, you owe me a favor and I give you the information.
Yes. So
Well,
here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want. I want to be able to get into the Imperial network and be able to just drop some hints that a certain ship has been seen in and around Nar Shaddaa.
What ship?
Mine.
You know you could just go to Nar Shaddaa and, like,
Yeah, details. We're gonna get there.
buzz a moth's house.
We just want to make sure that some people that I might have put a blaster bolt through their eye know we're there.
Okay. Tell you what. Just take the stuff that you've already we're trading for, and any extra we'll just call that even, and I will send that message for you.
No. I need the access because I want to control how and when it goes out. Look, it's not that I don't trust you, Talon. It's just that I don't know you.
Well, that's kind of the situation I'm in, because, I don't really know you. Mitch vouched for you, but that information is not something I like to give out to everybody as to where this terminal is.
Okay. That's totally fair. Tell you what. If a message happens to slip into the Imperial system here in the next week or so that a Wayfarer class with a transponder code named the Imperial Mode happened to be like jumping in and around Nar Shaddaa, well, I'd take that as a favor. And if you ever get in a bad way, you call me. We can work something out.
All right, that sounds good. Just here. He hands you like a comm link that looks like it's been very modified. He said, just plug that into your ship's communications. When you need the signal to go out, get a hold of me that way, and I will send the signal out for you.
He like tosses it, slips it into a pouch, and just goes, "Cool, thanks, Talon, and you let me know when we get you back."
All right, sounds good. Oh, make sure you take it out of the communication port on your ship when you're done with the conversation, because it's bad. It'll self-destruct.
Jai pulls that out of a pouch and just holds it out away from him. He's like, "Got it." And just walks like this very carefully back to the ship.
Talon starts to tell you like no, it's just when you plug it in, and just kind of stops halfway. Just you know what? Never mind.
he look. Jai is not a hard person to figure out, really. Doesn't take a lot of effort to really just know what's going on with him.
It's great. All right. Well, with that, is there anything else that you all would like to do this particular session? All right.
Not really.
I think we did a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in that case, you all will level up. Well done. And next week,
how do I get force powers?
It's just a feat to get force sensitivity. I think it's like every 4 levels.
Why would you tell me that?
Because I am an instrument of chaos.
It is a
perfect.
feat.
Ah, I love it.
I can shoot the link to it.
Definitely be best buddies if you both had force powers.
No,
That's true.
I'm pretty sure Anaka would kill me then. Like me, not Jai,
It's-
me.
It's a feat to get force sensitivity, and then you've got to take a level, at least one level
Oh.
in Jedi,
Oh gosh.
to really get the full use of it. But
Oh,
yeah,
but yay level.
Yay level. So next week we'll find out what happens with the shiny stormtrooper, as they more than likely catch up to you. And probably find out more about our 12 lightsabered friend that.
How will he find us? We misdirected them.
Well, I
That's a joke.
assumed you were going to Nar Shaddaa to try and catch this person.
Oh, I thought we were misdirecting.
I guess
You're
we'll find out which.
Oh.
I may have misunderstood this and just decided to provoke an encounter.
I mean, that is what Bevan was encouraging.
Yeah,
if
no,
that was unclear.
Well, I thought that maybe the message would arrive before we did. They would arrive and we would ambush them.
That could happen.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of moving pieces.
I assumed we were going to do this intelligently, but in a way that's like grand and makes a big scene.
Hi,
Well,
hello,
I mean-
have you met me?
I was gonna say Jai has implemented this plan, so it may be a good plan, but it's not always a smart plan.
Brute force at all times. When in doubt, be spectacular.
Yep. So anyways, we'll find out what happens next week. I'm excited for that. We're going to go on a raid in just a minute, but before we do, I'm going to let everybody say what their favorite part was, where we can find folks, and anything else they want to talk about or promote. And we'll start with Hope. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you want to share?
Oh boy. My favorite part. I really liked Muso being like trapped in the vent. Like it was a very intense moment. But the fact that we had a dinner party was actually pretty good too. It went about it as I expected, which is good. I love that Ilsa just keeps revealing all these things that are just like familiar to Muxo, even though they shouldn't be. You know, like if Ilsa came from a background like Muxo, she should just be like happy and like talkative, just like Muxo. But it's fine. It's fine. You can find me on Twitter at HopeTracy71. That's about it, I think. I'm always really tired at this point in the night.
No worries. All right. Then next we'll hop up to Matt. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you next? And anything else you want to share?
Oh boy. I gotta say, I think my favorite part was Jai just like burning that destiny point to get us a new reoccurring villain. I doubt that Raven needed any extra push to have this shiny trooper chase us, but now it's a thing.
Yep.
For sure, which I just love. So you know, that was probably my favorite part, is just being able to be like, this is a volatile situation that I should add lighter fluid to.
Yes, absolutely. I vote yes.
You can find me next on my streaming channel, Jam Game Streams. I'll be streaming over there tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time. Based on the week that my state has been having, it's just going to be a chill Stardew Valley day. And I'll be back on this channel on Saturday for the Time Travelers game, where I play someone who is, I think, the polar opposite of Jai, which is a nice change of pace and not emotionally whiplashy at all. And I have a podcast called Hard Reboot. Me and two friends take a public domain property, slap a fresh coat of paint on it. That comes out every month, and it's a ton of fun.
Awesome. And yeah, we're gonna have a special guest on Saturday too for Time Travelers.
Yes.
It's gonna be really fun. Next we've got Nikki. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you? Anything else you'd like to share?
I like the whole the portraits that they took on the bridge. They're all like floating in their capes, and
Yes.
just
That was great.
it's like, we have all this important stuff to do, but are we doing it? Eventually. And I'm on this channel again tomorrow at the same time. And I have other stuff that I can't think of right now. So just follow me on Twitter.
All right. And then next, Vanessa, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you? And anything else you want to share?
As for favorite parts, anything to do with Jai's over the top planning, and just silliness, is always fun. You never know what's going to happen. And I appreciate that very much, especially because Anaka doesn't really subscribe to that way of thinking. So anytime there's interaction between the two of them, it's always really fun. But I also learned by looking at my notes today that I actually have a reroll on stealth that I have been forgetting about. So in the future,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's part of the species traits that I took when I chose my species. So she can reroll for stealth. The only thing is she has to take the second outcome. So that's
Okay.
good to know for next time. Because getting stuck in a vent while you're trying to fight with these crazy looking droid things, not ideal. So that would be nice. But I definitely loved activating that big guy. That was really fun. But yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens with the Force vision, with the potential new friend. Like I said, Anako was not too keen on kneeling in front of another person, so we'll see how that goes.
Mood.
Yeah. If you guys knew the distinct nature of her background, then you would understand why she no longer wants to kneel in front of other people. So that will be interesting to take a look at later, I think. Hats off to Matt for putting some clues together as well. Hey, I didn't confirm everything. You're good at clues. That's all.
I'm really excited for that like actual story reveal later. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, me too. It's gonna be super fun. And every time I have a question about anything, I always pester Raven nonstop. I'm like, Raven, what do you think about this? Can I do this? And thankfully, she's put up with all of that and allowed me to kind of have free reign over what I want to do. So that's going to be really fun as well. As for where you can find me next, I will be here on Saturday for Animus Absentus. And then next week again, Wednesday, for Exodus, which is a game that I GM, and it's based on BioShock, which is my favorite game series of all time. So if you are interested in that, you can check us out on Wednesdays.
Awesome. So, can't stop yawning. Sorry about that. But yes, this was a lot of fun. My favorite part, yeah, I really liked Anaka almost ripping that big droid thing apart, and then it sort of backfiring, but not really.
One day I will successfully carry out a rend. One day.
If it had been one of the other ones, the dark gray ones instead of the completely black ones, you might have succeeded.
Damn it.
So just as a heads up, like that was still a really good roll. Those things are just tough. But yeah, I really like that with the Naka. I loved watching Ilsa decorating the ship and doing the dinner decorations and everything. It's just so great. There's nice little touches in the story. I love that. And then Muxo trying to flirt with Bevan, and Bevan just being so focused on the job that not even noticing.
He just went straight into like business. She didn't even get a chance to call him handsome. What the hell?
Maybe next time.
Yes. Also, I froze up a little bit because it's still a little bit weird for me to like roleplay where I know that the other character isn't necessarily receptive. So I'm like, inhibition. Muxa doesn't have it. I do.
I can tell you this much. It's not so much lack of interest from Bevan as it is of being oblivious.
Yeah.
So if that helps
Okay,
a little bit.
that does help a little.
Yeah, he's clueless. And then Jai, just where to start with the favorite moments for Jai. Probably the saluting the shiny stormtrooper. Just the like, hey, as you flew away. That was great. And yeah, that character's definitely not going to be a recurring problem at all. The whole thing was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, all of it. You can find me next tomorrow, right back here at noon Mountain Time, playing Mare in Beyond the Wall. Mare is a sort of superhero type character in a post-apocalyptic world where dreams and reality are not separate things a lot of the time. But she's a lot of fun. And then I'll also be playing Katanova at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, right back here again tomorrow, in the Mouth of the Beast Below. So definitely come back by and check those out. For past episodes and things like that, other shows and things, you can catch us on the Fantasy Network. So watch.thefantasy.network/videos should take you right to where you can find all the past streams. And I'm not sure if we're up there just yet, but any day now, all of those should be up there and watchable. Aside from that, sponsors, Fundamental RPG and Intrepid, you can check both of those out at coffee.com/raven/shop. So just like it says right below, down by the captions, just add a /shop to the end of it, and you can find both of those products there. Fundamental RPG 2nd edition is coming out early March, and you can pre-order that at the pre-order discounts up until February 28th. So if you haven't pre-ordered yet, definitely go ahead and do so, because in about 10 days the price will go up a little bit as it hits actual release for the book. It's available in PDF and paperback, and the PDF price, or not PDF, the paperback prices on the site do include shipping, so you don't have to worry about paying extra for that at any point. I think that's everything to cover. So our raid cry is Space Swords, and we're gonna go raid, just make sure that they're still streaming. Yep, we're gonna go raid Madame Gandalf. Haven't said hello to her in a little bit. Fantastic variety streamer. Definitely give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody, and may the Force be with you.